Okay, I'm live now, and we're going to go ahead and work on the debate prep for this the surveillance debate with Jack Talcott. No secrets. Um, yeah, unfortunately, I went through the grapevine, and doesn't seem like Jack is prepping at all. So he's not taking this debate seriously, or he hopes Jesus or God will do the work for him when it comes to prime time. And that isn't how anything works, Jack. So I may not even bother with the debate, but I will make a look out. What's that called? What do they call that? A video essay instead? I don't know. But I really, if Jack is actually serious about what he says, then he needs to prep for the debate because otherwise he doesn't have a thing. But a lot of problems can be I've last time I had problems getting the actual video and stuff, but I looked for a tool. I have tools now, and that makes things much easier. If you have a problem that's big, you need to break it down as small as you can and find or make the right tool. So here's a tool that I found that make finding everything Jack says in relation to this debate, so I can clip it, much easier. So I found YouTube to transcript.com. I already transcribed one episode. I have the whole thing in a buffer. I have that everything set in a buffer. I think it's powered by AI. I could have made something run locally, but I don't need to do too many of them. So this is good enough. I'm gonna link this in the description. But I already found relevant information. I picked this video pseudo randomly. This video is already watched, which is the most likely ones I need for this debate. So to look for secret in this one. And here. So here's someone saying, Jack, I want to support no secrets, but I need you to show who your secret partner is. That you have, or at least the reason for keeping her identity secret from your entire audience. Not fear. We'll go. Is our wisdom. Okay, now the wisdom could be based on a false sense of fear as a false danger. However, considering the public and private harassment I have received from many people, I don't want to involve others unnecessarily in that. So if someone's willing to share their support with me, I certainly respect that anonymity. So I think Jack said most of this. And I think I can copy and paste this whole thing into a buffer. But this is a buffer. I'm gonna copy this another buffer. It's saved on my system. Yep. So I can copy this whole thing. Paste it. And do I have? Now we start. I need a link to the transcript and the episode. Right. Link to the transcript. Link to the episode. And I think I can just click to it and we can hear it. Documents. What file extension for transcripts? I don't know what file extension. .ts. Let browsers for transcripts. TXT works. Let's just do MD then. TXT works, MD's better. And what happens if I click here? Nope, it doesn't scroll me right into it. Oh, okay. Okay, I can turn timestamps on. That's even better. This chatters already. So Brown's Boy says, instead debating, Jack would like to meet the billionaire PDFs he claims will help his goals. So is his goal just mass surveillance? Because I don't like those goals. In fact, I will develop technology to make those goals impossible to achieve. And I don't mean the onion router. I don't trust that. I mean maybe I2P or just normal Open VPN. Brown's Boy says, in case y'all didn't know, Jack's White House Steps media segment was 100% staged. That fat cop who chased that one guy was because he wasn't in the pre-approved actor group for media. But I mean, do you have the cables, Brown's Boy? If you had the cables to prove that, I'll go. You could go and present. Let me send. I think I have the link in the description. But I'll clink another link. I think that'll work. And the machine line says blessings. Yep, that. But yeah, if you're on the cables and you prove that, then that'd be interesting. But if it's just vibes, then so what? Jack's running on vibes too. He can't really support his argument. In fact, intuitively, he knows he's wrong. Otherwise, wouldn't say, "Well, I need to keep this secret to protect someone's privacy," because his whole pitch is no secrets because secrets are bad and it's causing war. So if you can cause peace with secrets, then no secrets doesn't make any sense. And I think Sam Bagnan had a video talking about this, which I linked. I need to put the title in the description. But if you can cause peace with secrets, not just war, then I don't understand your argument. It doesn't make any sense. But it's Jack's platform, and I'm saying if secrets can cause peace in cases, it's not as simple as, oh, secrets are bad, we need to get rid of secrets. And that's what you're asserting. When you say, well, I'm going to keep this woman secret because then secrets will cause peace instead of war. But then you're contradicting yourself. So to avoid confusion, we need you to have a clearer message. So we have timestamps now. It was 0:16:46. Let's listen to that. 016. Who is that? The machine lies. Yes. Welcome. The machine lies.
Yeah, blessings, Hank.
How was your show? I missed it because.
It went a little off the rails.
Oh well.
Definitely. Yeah, it went a little off the rails. Yeah, the avian Buddha and the Twilight Son of Lilith.
Yes.
They had a sort of argument, right, of sorts.
Yeah. Two of my favorite people. But yeah,
Yeah,
they have.
they're interesting. Yeah.
Yep. What was the argument over?
The historicity of Twilight's claims about paganism and Gnosticism. So I was uncovering some stuff about pre-Christian Gnosticism, and that's of course something that Twilight always talks about, right? So he's a proponent of that view that Gnosticism is before Christianity, right? And I found evidence that supports that claim, right? So I was uncovering it, and so that launched into a discussion about his beliefs about the pre-Christian Gnosticism and how it's tied into pagan beliefs, especially Zoroastrian beliefs. So avian Buddha wanted to challenge that because he thinks that the Zoroastrian tradition, right? He was more of the ilk that the Zoroastrian tradition found its sort of genesis, under the Persians, right? So then he was sort of talking about why the syncretistic views of Twilight are sort of stretching the facts, right? And then, I guess, Twilight was claiming that Avian was being too, saying that there's too much of an emphasis on the past and the historicity of a particular people carrying a certain tradition, right? So then we launched into a huge discussion about that, right? Under which Avian ultimately claimed that if Cyrus would not have liberated the Jays, then there would be no Judaism and hence no Christianity and Islam. Then I challenged him on that for a little bit. I asked him a couple questions about that. And so we all got into a big debate. Sometimes it was cogent and sometimes not. So it just kind of devolved until we just sort of had to end the stream, and nobody was listening to each other at the end of the stream. So I just had to abruptly just end the stream.
All right, it's bedtime. I'm taking my milk. I'm gonna take a nap. But right. Yeah, I think there was actually no contradiction between their views that he summarized it. So
right, yeah. Right, yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought they were having a good discussion. So yeah, I think they'll go back to the drawing board and continue it at a later time. Most likely, they're passionate.
Yeah, excellent. I like passion.
Right, me too. Yeah, yeah, we're like that. Yeah, yep. Yeah. Blessings, Jah healing. Yep.
Yep. Plasma Void asks, when is this debate you're prepping for, Hank? And hello to all. Well, the thing is, I don't know when it is. Jack says he was ready, but I asked around to see if he was training and trying to look for evidence that he trained for debate, and I don't see evidence that he's training. And the problem is, if he's not training and his whole thing, his baseline arguments are so extremely fragile, it's probably a waste of time to even engage because he's not taking it seriously. He's asserting such a monumental absurdity, and he's not willing to support it. Then he's not serious about his claim, and it'd be bad for the audience. I'm wasting their time if he's not going to take this seriously. I might as well do a video essay just to destroy it because he's not going to do anything else other than hope Jesus would take a real breath for this debate. So that's where I am right now.
Well, I think surely, I think you might be able to provide a different sort of a challenge than Snafu, right? Because Snafu's whole contention was Jack's personal affairs, right? So when you move past the personal affairs and you look at his ideas and look at their ideas on their, his ideas on their own terms, right? About technology, about surveillance, right? Because as you're saying, right, it's hard to mitigate certain factors concerning the technological scope and then the ideas of surveillance and have it not be invasive unless you change the type of technology you're using, right? Oh, there's Jack
Exactly.
anyways. Yeah.
Yes. So Jack says truth needs no debate. Arguing against the truth is a foolish venture. I strongly agree. Truth needs no debate, and you have an intuitive sense that we need privacy and secrecy just to maintain peace. And Sam Vaknin even has his own video on the opposite of privacy is narcissism. We'll get over socialized and over embarrassed if we don't have privacy and secrets. So you have an intuitive sense, at least according to the transcript of this video, that we need privacy and secrets just to maintain peace. So I strongly agree with you. But the problem is you contradict yourself because you also say we shouldn't have any secrets. So I don't know how you're gonna I don't know how you're going to compose this dialectic at all, because then but either way you have to throw out no secret because you don't mean that. It's just a tagline. You don't mean what you say, and it's gonna make everyone confused. Now I personally like you, Jack, but it's just but this you need to either do some research and back up your tagline,
I
or
think to play devil's advocate, I think he may have actually caveated it with the statement legal secrets at some point. So he may have actually said legal secrets. He may have said ending legal secrets only and not an end to privacy in general, right? So he may make that distinction during the debate, right? So be prepared for that one.
yeah, I need to know. Let's try to figure out what legal secrets even are. Let's look it up.
I think it means like confidential information, like the FBI and stuff. So you would have to defend spying, right, or whatever. I think because spying is an act of war, right? It could be considered an act of war. So I think it goes along with war, right? It would make sense spying in terms of war, right? So I
Yeah,
think
but
that's what he's. I think that's what he's. I think he might be commonly referring to that aspect of it.
oh, okay, but that's a violation of privacy. Spying is a violation of privacy. So he actually supports more spying if he wants
Exactly.
less secrets.
No, well, I think he's saying that there's information that they're keeping where they've broken the law while spying, right?
Okay,
So he's saying if you release the confidential information, you'll see that they've broken the law a number of times, right?
yeah, allegedly, but if they keeping like I talked to the police earlier this year, and Pennsylvania's right to know says ne'er do wells in Arizona and New Mexico don't have the right to know about my affairs with the police, except for very special exceptions.
Well, here's the thing. If you've ever dealt with the police and had a police report composed, you'll notice there's lots of lies in the police report. It's almost fantasy what the police say happened versus what actually happened. So there's lots of cases where that's true, right? Where the
Yeah, it's
police will just
embellished.
make up. Yeah. So that might be a case where, on a very basic level, right? They're sort of embellishing information, and so they're sort of creating the impetus that then masks what they're actually doing. So even on the local level, right, those sort of secrets, right, are pretty harmful to the average citizen, right?
Yes, but sometimes they're accurate, but not everyone needs access to them. So people like Snafu can't just meddle in other people's affairs, and I think that's bad. I don't want to aid Snafu, my employee, because he needs to focus on doing his job, which is I don't know what he's supposed to be doing. I'll figure it out later.
Well, stop playing devil's advocate because here's the man himself. So blessings, Jacko.
Hey, you were spot on. Thank you. Thank you for recognizing that little distinction. The legal. It's all pretend.
Right.
Man's law is criminal. And the illusions of wealth and authority that have human beings fighting each other, those illusions exist because people don't know the truth. They don't know the truth of who they are.
Didn't you claim multiple times that you knew me better than I knew myself, Mr. Talcott?
I understand your behavior better than you do.
Interesting.
I
So,
believe that I do.
okay. Would you like to name all the applications I have open on my other screen?
I have no way of knowing that.
You
Nor
don't. You don't.
desire to.
Okay. So I'll show you how I can. Yeah. So let me share the screen. Um, Not that one. So on my other screen, I have a terminal window and Westnorth open. I played around Westnorth to just get me guys psychologically hyped up for doing this research. But if you knew me better than I knew myself, you would know what was on my screen before I presented it. So would you like to say that your statement is false or absurd or some other qualifier?
Sure, in your narrow perspective that you limited us to, you're right, Hank. No argument. You win.
So he's claiming you're strawmanning him, Hank, because he's saying you're moving the position from dealing with the stance on legal secrets to privacy again, right?
That's interesting. So, in what context does Jack know me better than I know myself if it doesn't have to do with anything right in front of me?
I can see you have doubts. And I don't think you faced your doubts. You keep looking elsewhere for answers, and the answers are inside of you, Hank. Everything you need to know is inside of you. But if you don't want to know something, you won't consider it. And this, I heard this said earlier today, guys. I'm sorry if I'm a little gruff, Hank, and thank you, brothers, sincerely. I've been under the weather, but I heard something earlier today about the apocalypse that we are participating in. So, what is this apocalypse? It's the revelation of the unbearable news. What is the unbearable news? To the ego, the unbearable news is God's love, God's truth. This universe is far more different than what our world has taught us to believe, and my mind and my eyes have been opened, my brother.
But
Well, I
then
think I
God,
know. I think I
then
know what Hank's going to say. He's going to say there's a paradox, right, between getting to knowing others more than they know themselves, and them knowing who they are inside of themselves, right?
yes, that's what point. But I'm going even dumber than that. Didn't God create my ego?
God created the space and time for you to choose what you wanted to believe. And you believe in your identity, your ego. I used to believe in mine. I get it. We're on this no more legal secrets. It'll end the international banking scheme. It'll end the profits for prisons. It'll end the oligarchy that's playing these games of charity through the tax write-offs and the corporatized nonprofits. The unbearable news that God is revealing to mankind is we have been misled. We've misled ourselves.
So there's something off about that. So in Westnorth, you can play a mode where there's no fog of war and you can see each other's, I guess, all the units and all the money they have. If Jack was right, even when this mode happens, the fight just automatically won't even happen. But that's false because in this simulation, that's not how the rules work. You can still fight each other even though you know all the information. So I don't understand how you came to that conclusion, especially with that counter evidence. And there's other games with modes similar where you can see all the units, all the money, and the fight can still happen.
I'm talking real life, not video games.
Okay, so where in real life has all the secrets been removed and it stopped all the fighting?
When we choose to end the secrets and stop fighting, when we choose to care about the truth, we'll demand disclosure. We'll stop allowing the government to treat the citizens as enemies. I heard the machine lies say something about it. Secrets, they create divisions. They're protected by lies. Lies create enemies. Secrets create enemies. Our government sees us as enemies, and I want to show them that's not what is real. What is real is all around this world, we are all in this together. And we got to do something for others, man.
So I'm going to give you an ironic echo, Jack. Get in the now. I asked you where today is there where there's a place where there's no secrets and no fighting. You said you're talking about the future. I want to know where in the now.
You're clearly not interested in what I'm saying now.
I think maybe like like in the tribes of the Amazon rainforest, right? They're relatively open. Like
Beautiful.
you can walk in the next hut. There's a guy banging his wife. Like it's just nature. Things are just happening, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's wolves, there's fog of war because of the jungle. So that's all kinds of secrets.
Fog of war.
Yes.
This term is something you've chosen. See, war is it's a construct that we fictionalize. We fictionalize enemies, and then we create reasons for people to be enemies. And that's what the American government is doing. And it's what's happening in this world is sick and disgusting.
Yeah, so yes, but I'm an idealist and I'm an anti-realist. So most everything, I guess all advice is technically fiction. There's some stuff that's more persistent than other stuff. So I don't understand what difference it makes.
Not to criticize, but to observe, Hank. Your identity creates your limitations. Okay, the world is far greater than what you want to look at or don't want to look at. I mean, it's everything. So I'd encourage you to think beyond just your old ways of thinking, because what I'm talking about, it's something brand new, dude. Really. And yet it's not new. It's always been. Peace is our natural state of being, not war, not work. Peace.
Yeah, peace is when there's no competition for the legitimate use of force, because legal use of force. So yeah, most of the time it's peaceful, even on the Spartans or either crazy radical, guess governments. But you're describing not new. We have prior work. For example, we have the Panopticon. There's no secrets here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, it's a good example, Hank. Yeah.
So
Well, consider that. There's no secrets because there's oversight. We lack oversight on the government. That's why there's secrets. They've put up these paywalls of knowledge. The common man has no clue how to succeed, how to survive. They just do what they're told. That's how I used to live. And then, I swear, guys, the truth shall set you free.
yes, but I can just look around me and go to Walmart and I can talk to the common man. They're surviving. they may not like the state of affairs, but they're surviving.
Okay. There's a difference between surviving and thriving. How many people at Walmart are thriving in this world?
I don't know what you mean by thriving, though, so I can't give you a good answer yet.
Living the life of their dreams, pursuing goals that bring fulfillment. They're creating value. They're not stressed. They're not worried. They're just loving life. That's how I live.
I don't know. Let's look for a poll. I bet pollsters already looked through this, like a happiness index or something. I guess it's
By the way, you know what's interesting about the Panopticon is that the hospitals, schools, and sanatoriums, right, are for the children as well, right? So the parents are jailed with the children. So it's like a small city, and so everybody's spied on, you know. So it's kind of like a small society where people can be reformed in a way, and he even said that the entertainment games for the children would power the electronics for the Panopticon. You know, like the merry-go-rounds and stuff. You know, like they'd be used to like charge up the, you know, like Panopticon, keep it functional. And
yes. Another thing, the Panopticon looks very similar to our sports ball stadiums. Just
right,
architecture.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's got a big eye in the middle, you know, with the screen, the giant screen in the middle.
Yep.
Or I mean, they could close up on anybody in the audience, right? And they do, right?
Yeah, exactly. So right now it says to upload this up. Yes, let me. Yeah, U.S. evaluation slumps to pandemic era levels. So thriving rate below 50% since 2020. What that means, it's nearly half. Nearly half of Americans claim they're thriving, according to Gallup.
Yeah, but conversely, since the you know, parents are locked up with the kids and it's like this whole slave program, right? Then it is built on legal secrets, I guess, the Panopticon situation, right? It's sort of like it's made of legal secrets, right? It's sort of a spy program, right? You know, in a lot of ways, right? So that's exactly the sort of thing that Jack is detesting.
Yes, but like, how do you embed 100% people in the Panopticon when there's someone that has to run it? Can you run the Panopticon from the stage?
What is it for? To keep people away from the rest of the world?
No,
Because that's actually what our borders are for. It's to keep us confined in this area so we don't actually see the rest of the world.
let's go back to that and see what it's for. English philosopher Jeremy Bentham. The concept is to allow all prisoners of institution to be observed by a single prison officer without inmates knowing whether or not they're being watched.
And you know what else this is? This is a beautiful example of efficiency, reducing the work labor, right? A single prison officer can keep an eye on everybody because nobody knows if they're being watched.
But there's the secret part, right? Nobody knows that they're being watched, right? So there lies the rub, right?
Yeah. Well, we're coming into that age, man. I was talking to Frank Monday the other day about the surveillance there in China. Man, America's going this direction too. All these local law enforcements, you know, gearing themselves up with the highest, most tactical, most surveillance equipment. This is crazy sauce, man.
Yes, so no one knows if they're being watched, but they know that they could be watched.
Yeah.
So if would it be okay if they just get a buzzer that says you're being watched now, or what? How does that work?
I'm not
Well,
sure
in theory,
what.
in theory, Hank's plan could work because you could make an AI the center of the panopticon. So theoretically, nobody's in charge, right? So you could just say, all right, well, the thing that watches everybody is just a machine, right? So it's just objective and how it views things, right? So so the way it organizes the panopticon is just based on its analysis of what the collective people input into the machine, right? Of how it's going to judge everybody, right? So
Sorry.
And technically, you can just have everyone be able to access the logs of the machine. So it's now the machine's being watched by everybody, and it's I guess it's a closed loop now. Oh no!
Right. So there you go, Hank. So I fixed it for you. So what now?
Well, what you were describing, dude, sounds exactly what Peter Thiel is doing. Wants this, increased surveillance state, so everyone knows they're being watched all the time. And it'll be the state that has the data. And this is the problem. Information is power. We are being so manipulated. The masses are being so manipulated for so many ways. You got to really pay close attention inside of you to realize what is real and what is fake.
Yeah, Chicken Little said religion teaches that is what God does, knows and sees all. AI is the grease, the ease, the friction.
Yeah, that is the entity that knows and sees all, the beast system. This is what I'm saying. I am more and more convinced this is the time that was prophesized, and something is happening. We're here to bring forth the new kingdom. It'll come through us.
So hypothetically, if everyone knew all and saw all, would it make the world better or worse?
We would at least have equal access to knowledge and to choose. Right now, the reality is everyone's life is limited by their ideas. Many of their ideas come from the world they live in, opportunities they learn of, or things they learn. Well, that's why travel does so much to change a person. You visit different cultures, you see things totally different than you'd ever imagined. We live in a time of information and technology right now. There's no reason for men and women to be sleeping in the streets. See, all we've got to do is we got to just work together. It seems logical. If we work together to confront the selfish and the greedy, right? All of us have a little bit of selfishness and a little bit of greediness in us. If we work together to help get rid of that, poverty will be over for good. And that's why I'd like to talk to Elon Musk as well. He's on track, it sounds, to become the world's first trillionaire. What an adventure for him.
But have you ever heard of the paradox of choice?
I don't recall it. If I've heard it, I don't remember it.
So the paradox of choice is what happens when you having a lot of options does not make us happier, but instead makes it tougher to decide. The idea was introduced by Barry Schwartz in his 2004 book, telling us that a few choices make us feel empowered and joyful, and too many can stress us out. So, so if more choice makes many of us more stressed, then it's would make just having all knowledge will make many people's lives worse instead of better.
Well, the number one knowledge that I want to share is how to help people overcome their doubts and their worries and their fears. Because when they don't worry, when one can face a multitude of choices and just move forward with confidence, well, that's when you're on the right path.
Okay. King Stephen, do you have any comments or concerns at the moment?
Hello. I think that too many choices does stress out people. I agree with the paradox of choice. You should have fewer choices, love or peace. One or the other. Pick one. That's to Jack.
Love or peace?
Yeah, you don't want to be confused and stressed out by too many choices. So, love or peace.
They all
Which
go
would you
together.
choose?
That's the thing. They all go together. All the good things go together. Love, joy, peace, trust, faith. It all comes together all at once. But it's
So
all through the spirit, not
they're
the
all
mind.
together like chocolate and peanut butter? A peanut butter cup?
Even better than that, because they're not. There's no separation.
Do you
It's
agree, Hank?
I'll answer that, but Bransboy had a comment. Bransboy says Jack Telcott is an internet actor. Yeah, I heard that before. I didn't write a script yet, so I don't know what he's acting. Um, NLP propagandist. I'll agree with that one. He's mimicking NPR. Doing a New Age LARP, preaching submission, pretending to want to change something he can't control and not submitting to. That's to be determined. Be determined. My opinion. What do you say about that?
He's not talking about me. I mean, he's talking about his thoughts of me, but I did learn. I took a couple of NLP courses. I recommend it to others. I think people should better understand how their mind and thoughts work. And new age LARP preaching submission, pretending to want to change something he can't control and is not submitting to. I don't get you, Browns boy. I love you, dude, but I don't get you. You don't get me. That's what it is. And I
Oh,
don't get that.
I understand what he means. You want all these changes to happen, but you have no idea where to start because you didn't break the problem
Nope.
down to a small enough bite-sized pieces you can actually execute on them.
Nope.
And yeah,
Not accurate. I mean, not accurate about me.
is it accurate about me?
You're saying I need a plan. No, that's your idea for me. And you can agree with Brown's boy, Hank. I don't care. I mean, I love you too, brother. I sincerely do.
I think Brown's boy believes that Jack is hypnotizing him and programming him with this language. That's what I think. He believes that.
So it's true for me. So if I wanted to sell and do something, I usually need a plan, and most of the time, having a tool makes things much easier. But I could do it without a tool to start. Maybe you're the exception, but most of the people I talk to, they like having plans, not having ideas of what to do, and like having tools
Right.
to do it faster.
Mm-hmm. I understand. But you've required me to give you a plan, and then you kept changing what you wanted from me for you to understand what I'm saying. Well, I already understand what I'm saying, and I'm willing to help you try, but a written plan is not a requirement for me. Not at this point. I've written my plans, and now they are within me. I know my plans, I know my purpose, I know my goals, and that way when the multitude of choices comes up, it doesn't affect me. I know my purpose, I know my goals. If it doesn't serve either of those, it's irrelevant to me. Makes sense?
Welcome, Twilight. So here's the thing: you may have the plan, but I'm still confused. So I'm going to extract it out of you some by hook or by crook, so I can actually understand what you're trying to get to.
By hook or by
By
crook.
hook or by crook?
Blessing,
Oh my
blessings, Hank.
Yeah,
Machine
blessings, bro.
lies.
Yeah, what's up?
Muhammad, my brother.
Yeah, what's up?
What's good, man?
Nothing really.
Oh, that's Muhammad.
Right,
Hank,
right. We
Yeah,
got
the
King
machine.
King Queefing in the house.
Yeah, the
I was
machine.
just drawing Muhammad. I was just drawing Muhammad.
Really? Let's,
Right, you're free
Before
to
I
do
came
that.
on
It's a
here.
free country, yeah, in Canada over there. Apparently, right? That's what you think. Right?
You're an artist, King Stephen. Do you want to present it? I'll show it if you have it. It's digital, or you have a picture of it.
It isn't digital.
Right, his
It
drawings
was
are
on
gay.
toilet paper.
Yeah, his
Hank.
drawings are excellent. You know,
right.
not. You know,
So-
you know, look like he drew them
You
with
haven't
crayons.
seen my drawing, but it's
He
He looked
okay.
like he drew them with crayons.
Really?
Can you go get the toilet paper and hold it up to the webcam?
No, thanks, Hank. I'm not going to do that.
Oh no, let's see Steven's. I mean, his pastel crayon collection. You know, let's see that.
Have you seen my artwork, Jack Talcott? Because you were laughing, but have you actually seen my artwork? Oh,
No.
okay.
He got his feelings hurt. He's we're laughing at his art.
No, my feelings aren't hurt. I
Well,
just
no,
I'm
He's
amongst
like,
lying
oh, you were
demons,
laughing,
that's all.
so don't you dare
Actually,
laugh
My
at it.
feelings aren't hurt. I'm just amongst lying demons.
well, Stephen, I'm curious. I suspect that
Oh.
you were lying, that you were not drawing an image of Muhammad. You just said
Right.
that, hoping
That's
to
right, he is a
provoke a
liar.
reaction.
What?
That's right. That's
No.
true. He is a
After
liar.
he said,
That's true. He does
Yeah,
lie.
yeah.
That's
I
true. He
know.
does lie a lot. That's right. That's right. That's
Completely
actually true.
lies.
You
Unless
don't
he
wanna
wants
see-
to
you don't
show
wanna
it.
see- You don't
You
want
wanna
to see the
show it?
drawing of Muhammad.
Well, all his lies are there on his channel. So there's just a recording of there's a
What
recording
lies are you
list of the
talking
lies.
about?
All the stuff you tell
Your
about content
religion's a
creators.
lie. What are you talking? Your whole life's a
My
lie.
religion. Oh, it's about my
Yeah, your
religion now.
religion.
Well, how
Oh,
did we
Hank,
get
I
here?
posted a link
what's
back
your
in the
religion?
private
Fat
chat for
wizardry?
you.
Like being a fat wizard slave? Like what's your fucking religion, bitch? You're like, what a faggot.
How did we get here?
Wow, this guy's getting real nasty. He
So-
must be triggered and upset.
So how we got
You're
here?
a fat
That's
wizard.
failure.
Yeah.
You're
So
a fat,
skinny
like
little
fake
ugly
wizard
faggot
guy.
with
Right, you're a fat wizard
Cross-eyed.
slave. Right.
You're a
I'm
cross-eyed
yeah,
loser.
I'm cross-eyed.
You're
Right.
a cross-eyed loser.
You're a fat, ugly wizard.
You're a loser.
You're a fat, ugly, fake wizard.
You're a
And
loser.
here's your fucking crayon drawings.
yes, there
Yeah,
they
is it
are.
crayon? I don't think you can do that yourself. I don't think you know how to draw or paint.
This fucking guy's a clown. He's a fake occultist. This fucking
Okay, well,
retard.
I'm a real occultist, so
right,
Wow.
right. Let's ask him some questions about his
This guy
soul trap
lies all
theory.
the time. He
Three
seems
questions
triggered.
deep. 3 questions
He
deep. He'll be
lies,
flailing
seems
like
to
a
be very
fish.
triggered.
He's a fake intellectual coward. Right, I'm
under,
triggered.
I'm under his skin. I'm in his head.
Right, I'm triggered, but you're a fake intellectual
Yeah.
coward who
You are
refuses to talk
triggered.
about your beliefs.
You are triggered.
Oh, I'm triggered, but you refuse to talk about your beliefs.
So he does talk about his beliefs, but he does it on his channel where he can't be challenged.
Right, it's
Oh,
King
I talk
Queefin.
about my
It's
beliefs
King
all the
Queefin. He's a
time.
coward.
I can be challenged anytime, Hank boy.
right.
You can
What's
come
your
on anytime and shine
so what's
my
your
shoes.
so what's your soul trap theory? Let's talk about it with Twilight
You
here.
can shine my shoes.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah. Let's see if we'll shine your shoes
can
if you're
shine
so
my
smart.
boots.
Let's see how smart you are. Let's see how smart you are.
Shine my boots.
Let's see how smart you are, moron.
Will you shine my boots for $5?
No, I'll piss on your boots for free.
Oh,
Let's
Fucking,
go.
fucking
nasty
bitch. You fucking
what a
bitch.
nasty Muslim.
Yeah, you're a
What
little.
nasty
yeah,
bitch.
You're a creepy crawler. Bro. You're an actor
What a
on the internet.
cocksucker.
Yeah,
Let-
you're
let's-
a larper. You're a
what's
larper.
with the ad hominem?
You're a
You're a
larper,
loser.
bitch. Fat wizard
You're a
slave.
cocksucker. You're nasty and vile. You're a
Cacksucker.
demon.
You're a cacksucker.
You're a nasty,
What's
Wait,
with
you're
the
a
ad
fucking-
hominem, man?
You're a fat
Why are you
loser.
talking to my friend like that?
You're an
'Cause
ugly,
he's a bitch.
cross-eyed Muslim.
Because he's a bitch.
Okay, let's slow
You're a
down.
Muslim.
Because he's a bitch.
Let's
He's got
slow
no
down.
You're a
talent.
demon.
He's a no talent clown. He draws with
You're a
crayons,
demon.
and he's a fat wizard slave.
You're a demon.
Yes,
You're a
let's
lying demon.
Right.
let's do soul trap.
Lying
He's a
fucking
demon.
demon.
Yeah, let's talk about the soul trap.
You're a lying demon.
Yes, I
He doesn't
am.
want to talk
But
about it. He doesn't want to talk about it. Two
You've
people
had
already
plenty
questioned
of
him.
time
He
to look
doesn't
at
want to
my
get into it.
videos,
So
Hank.
Twilight,
No,
You're
don't
lazy.
ask him about his beliefs. Don't ask him
You're
about
too
his beliefs.
lazy to watch. You're too lazy to do any research. You're too lazy. You're too lazy.
The non-tent. Watch his non-tent. Watch his non-show where he talks about other
You're too
content creators and
lazy.
produces. Nothing original. Nothing original on your show, you fucking loser.
You're a lazy loser.
You're a lazy loser. Why don't you make some
You're a
content?
lazy, cross-eyed, ugly demon.
Why don't you make
Disgusting.
why don't you have an original
Why
thought?
did
or-
your wife leave you? Why did she dump you and go
Not
fuck
about
other
my
men?
wife.
Oh,
Not
hell
Why
about
did
my
she
wife.
do that?
Before it's about my religion, now it's about my
Why
wife.
did she do
Damn,
that? Yes,
dude.
about your wife now. Why did your wife leave you?
Hank, get rid of this
You're
fucking
ugly.
troll.
You're vile. You're a cross-eyed demon.
yeah, I'm
You're
gonna
a
scare him
loser.
off.
Yeah, get rid of this fucking troll. This guy's
Yes.
a bitch.
So King Stephen,
You lost the debate. You lost the debate.
I'm going to bed. Good night, losers.
Yeah, go to bed,
Good
bitch
night.
boy. Yeah, see you later, faggot.
Take a dirt nap.
si-
What the
no,
fuck is with that guy, bro?
I didn't.
What a little-
Why is he coming at you like that,
No,
Mohammed?
here's what it is. He doesn't want to talk about the soul trap theory, so it's about my wife now. So
Right.
so he just want to be questioned. He's a coward, just like you said, and then he ran away like a little bitch.
Dude, you're kind to everybody. Like, I don't understand.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm talking to, I know you're not, Hank. I'm talking about Muhammad. But you're mostly kind. You mess with people, but I mean,
It's
you're
like
mostly.
it's like the other day, like as soon as I went on a show the other day. As soon as I leave, this guy starts talking about me. He's obsessed with me.
Right.
So it's like, all right, bro. Like you got a hard on.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But
So
just
he's like one of your biggest fans.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
he's actually Jack Talcott's biggest fan.
Yeah, he's me and Talcott's biggest fan, really.
Yes, he actually watches that show each and every day. He was obsessed.
Right. Yeah. Well, people that are vacuous inside, man, they do that because they have no love in them. You know, that's just reality. You know, when you got to bring other people down to feel good about yourself, that's just what that is. You know.
So King Stephen's actually a really good example. He exploits factoids about people to try to embarrass them.
Right.
Yeah.
That's really low, man, to talk about someone's relationship and to just like attack
That's his whole channel.
that's
Yeah.
twisted.
If
Dude.
he
That's
talked
really
about the soul
ugly
trap
and-
theory, if he was able to talk about the soul trap theory that he represents, I mean, that'd be one thing.
Right.
But he's got episodes about Jack's personal life, episodes about my personal life, episodes about numerous content creators' personal life and their personal effects and how they present
just-
themselves and
It's
how
just
they're
foul,
talking.
man.
And
You
not
attack
what they're saying.
ideas. You
Right,
attack
right.
ideas. You don't.
Right, it's never
attack-
about what they're saying; it's about how they're saying.
Right.
It, right?
Yes,
It's
because
like,
that's what people who have no argument always resort to is personal attacks because they have nothing else to say.
yeah, I'm not
You know,
shook. I've been attacking this fool for like a year, like 2 years. Like we just go back and forth. This guy's a clown. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, he's fodder.
Yeah.
So Jack, how much worse can King Stephen's videos be if he was omniscient? How much?
Here we go with this shit again. You figure out how to be 6 feet yet, Hank?
Negative.
Negative. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have enough free will to shape shift like Majin Buu.
Right. Okay. Well, keep working on it, man. I think you'll get it. I think you'll get it.
Otherwise, I'll just go schizo and just stop caring about your opinions in any context. But I had to work on that.
What does it have to do with Europeans? What?
Everything. Go ahead.
Can we try and get past your objections of ending secrets?
Yes.
Okay. Because you suggested that a plan would help, but I don't think a plan would help because you've objected to the goal. You've not envisioned what happens if we succeed.
Yeah, I did. King Stephen will have access to everyone's information. He can use that to manipulate or break them.
Do you think that's what I'm working for, Hank?
Not on purpose.
No. Why don't you give some examples of what I think is achieved? Please, steelman me.
Yes. So Jack Talcott assumes if we get rid of secrets, money will go away and everyone will start loving and taking care of each other, and this all the manipulative people will just magically change their personalities or go away, or I don't know what happened to them, and then there's no one left to just try to take power over other people, and Jesus will come back and we'll have what will we have?
Hey, Hank, you are clearly confused. So what would better help you? What can I offer you to better understand the vision I see of why I'm committed my life to this?
What did I get wrong?
You described it like a joke.
He's good at that. He's adept at that.
Well, what I'm talking about is seriously trying to save human lives,
Okay.
ending wars,
Okay.
getting control over this parasitic economic system that's spread around the world.
Okay.
We have the chance here and now. The answers are here. I don't know how to get it done, but I know it's gonna get done.
So your issue with my Stillman was my tone, not the facts of the matter. You didn't like my tone, and there's nothing factual in my Stillman because you didn't even finish that you could come up with as of now.
You're the way you described it, Hank. You said something along the lines of magical this and this is this and these and no,
Magical
you're not talking
thinking.
about what I'm
Yeah.
talking about, dude.
Yeah, magical thinking
So-
is basically what you're
so-
implying.
Thank you.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
But you didn't have anything factual that you rejected in my tone.
Oh my goodness, Hank.
What fact about Jesus coming back, that psychopaths going away after we get rid of secrets? What facts are wrong?
See, you're taking one thing and then you're jumping way out in some la land so you can dismiss it. Think about this. I don't know how to explain it. Do you not understand the damages that are happening in the world because of secrets and lies, non-disclosure agreements, and secret covert black op budgets? Are you have any idea of what's going on in the world?
Oh, for sure.
That's the whole issue, Jack.
That's what I'm confronting.
Yes, I don't agree with you, and you don't agree with you that getting rid of secrets is a good idea because then someone like King Stephen can harass your producer.
No, that's what you are saying. I'm not saying that, Hank.
Oh,
and your
right.
argument of Stephen is kind of irrelevant to the other side of trying to save human lives.
Okay, we're gonna hear from you then.
Has been liberated. Is no longer bound by the binding of the proteins in my muscles.
Okay, where is it?
Speed me up, please. I can't stand listening to myself at normal speed.
yes. Let's go to 1.5. Let's just click on there.
The old man tried to box me, then threw coffee on my truck, man. Brown's boy, we all can't have secret supporter as good as Jack making our show topics, slides, and propaganda. No, not everyone is as blessed as I have been. Not everyone has support in the background or publicly. And I do. I've got quite a bit of support. And Brown's boy, you're one of those who's clearly here often. So you think you're not supporting me. You think you're doing something, but I get to include you in the number of viewers every day, man, despite your hate and your ill intentions towards me. I do feel blessed. And Brown's boy, I'm telling you, you and many others, right? There's a long list, Brown's boy. You're choosing to join a long list of people that want to try and diminish me. And dude, I tell you what, I make a far better friend than enemy. I'm an amazing ally. I'm the type that can get creative to find a way. I'll be the voice of encouragement and positivity, right? And I'll be the type that won't back down, that's for sure. I'll be the one who says, all right, let's go a little further. And, I say what I say. And you know what? Everyone is kind of a little bit retarded. We're humanity. I've said this openly. If you consider the definitions, the idea of a retardation, it is something that slows down the growth and the spread. And in the realm of humanity and the mind, secrets and lies in our media, our government system, all these corporate systems, secrets and lies have literally retarded the advancement, the growth, the development of humanity. I suggest it's time that we stop putting liars, selfish liars. They're kind of retarded. They're not thinking things through. Selfish liars are what this world has been creating. And
so, Jack Talcott, do you agree that you're in the media?
what's the context I'm answering?
So on your show, you said liars and secrets are retarding the world.
Secrets and lies have retarded the world. Yes.
Yes. And you pointed out people in the media.
Okay.
Are you a person in the media?
Am I under trial here? I mean, what is... I'm on social media. I'm not claiming to be media. I'm not reporting anyone or anything. I'm not a news reporter. I'm not a restreamer. I'm not a gossiper. I talk about what I want to get done. So I guess I'm in the media, but are you going to go with Brown's Boy's secret support argument?
Yes.
I mean, that's so
I will use that unironically.
Well, here, Hank, let me address first of all what's actually happening. You're going against my character. Okay? You're trying to find some word against me so that you can prove me wrong, and then I'm a liar. I'm a hypocrite. That's the case you've been trying to build. And you've actually even claimed it already. So I'm seeing the patterns here, Hank. So this secret supporter is actually a friend. See, and I have loyalty to friendship. I have loyalty to what's right. And in the current state of Brown's Boy and Steven and all these other people, yeah, I don't need to dox anyone else in my life. I don't even like mentioning who are my friends, but you guys, I do.
Yes. So I strongly agree with you, but the problem is you disagree with yourself. That's the contradiction. You disagree with yourself. You have an intuitive understanding of why we need secrets.
If that's true, so what? What is the relevance, please? You found a contradiction. You found a contradiction in me. I'm not perfect. Okay. I'm working to improve. And at some point, I will feel more safe about saying who is working with me, who is supporting me. You know, but at this point, with people like Snafu and Steven and all these other characters, no, dude. You got to think about me instead of just your judgment, please. Otherwise, you're going to stay confused.
Yes, but the thing is, I also have people dear to me, and we shouldn't have me or my government secrets exposed at this time because we have people like Snafu and King Stephen harassing people, harassing our friends and family. But you say, no secrets, but I need my secrets. I'm a person in the media. I'm going to talk to Donald Trump. I need to keep my secrets.
Hank, I'm talking about government secrets and corporate secrets specifically. Can you please get off these bullshit? You're a hypocrite, Jack, because you got a friend that you won't name.
I mean, according to your worldview, Hank, it's not his fault because he doesn't have free will.
Yeah, it's not his fault because he doesn't have free will, but it's also not my fault because I also have free will, so we can continue this conversation.
No, you don't. You don't have free will either.
Yeah, so there's no reason we can't continue this conversation because it was going to happen anyways.
Right.
Okay, let's continue. And do you have anything else to add, Twilight?
But I'm just saying, you can't blame anybody because they don't have free will. So.
Well, I don't have free will not to blame them because we always established we don't have free will.
Well, how can you blame them?
Because
I mean, technically, it's God's fault, right?
Sure, we'll go with that. So I was determined to blame them. so we don't have to worry about anything. We can continue without contradiction.
How about we just try to find common goals? That would be amazing.
I mean everybody's too busy chopping each other up for that. So, you know, they've fallen for the division, you know. I always say that people spend less time pointing fingers at each other and, you know, and more time actually finding a way to fix this mess would be a lot better off.
That's exactly right, my friend.
So Bounce Boy has something else to add. He says, Hank O'Flamo, here's another contradiction. Jax claims we need to submit. How will he change the global system by talking to billionaire PDFs if we are Abner, as Jack Talcott says. Okay.
if we are to submit as Jack Talcott. So bring that into context. What Jack suggests, we need to submit to God. Okay?
Right.
And I have, and I truly believe, guys, I truly believe this has been placed in my heart for a reason. The talking to the billionaire PDFs, yep, they're the biggest problem in the world right now. Someone's got to confront them on their selfishness and their behaviors, the short-sightedness of Donald Trump. If we submit to God and trust in God, God, if this is real, and we do have a chance, how can we do it? That's what I've been asking.
So, since I'm a determinist, technically any action I'll take submits to God 100% because God has to approve the action before I can do the action. So the problem is solved.
In my illness the other day, I had a lot of ideas come through. And one of them was that about how God leads us through our ideas and our choices. We make the exact decisions meant for us, for our path, but it's all within our choice.
So Brownsbury has one more thing to add. He asked, why is Jack submitting to naming himself in third person? I think that's actor hypothesis, which I don't accept.
Thank you. I'm not sure of the submitting to naming. And the third person? What?
Yeah, when you refer to Jack instead of me in the context of referring to yourself, that's probably confusing. Balance boy.
Okay, sorry.
I don't really care. He's trying to go push his actor hypothesis, but I'm right now I'm trying to make sure Jack actually preps for his debate. So I'm literally writing the script. So I don't know how this works. I'm writing the script. I guess I'm the producer, and I guess the machine license is co-producing with me. But I'm trying to do this legit. I don't get it.
So what's in this clip, Hank? I mean, you've had this up.
Yeah, it was just Jack saying that people in the media need to get rid of their secrets, while he is currently a person in the media saying he needs to keep his secrets. So as Stefan Molyneux calls it, a self-detonating argument.
Right, but I think he might have been talking about the people in media that are working with the like the CIA and stuff like that, like to produce like fake news and shit. Like,
yeah, but Brownsbury's accusing him of being a person in the working with alphabet agencies, producing fake news. So now we have a problem. So how am I supposed to know if he's an alphabet person? If he's hiding this other person because they're their friend? I don't know if they're linked to an alphabet agency. But should I know? I'm not. I doubt it. I doubt I should know. But Jack's arguing that I should know, though, about preventing me from knowing.
I'm always willing to answer direct questions, especially if they're related to me or what I say. But I get faced with a lot of questions about people's doubts, their disagreements. The truth will lead our way. That's what I've been learning to trust. I don't know the truth I'll discover later today. I don't know what I'll experience, what I'll think of, but I trust the truth will lead my way. And I follow my heart, man.
And you guys, Brownsboy has one more for his, I guess, lines of questioning for Jack Talcott. If you're a federal/military oath of secrecy that you won't denounce on the record won't get you to the billionaire PDFs, have you considered LARPing online? He needs to get an actual keyboard so he can type in this stuff correctly.
I'm not done trying.
Okay, I have a question, Jack. We've never spoken before. You seem like a straight shooter to me. And how would you go about getting in touch with these people though? And what
That-
makes you think they're going to listen? I mean, these are people that are committing some of the most grievous offenses against humanity, especially children. How in the world are they going to listen to us? You know, I mean, they believe they're above the law. They are the law.
This is literally the question. Like this is Jack Talcott's question. Like he's been asked this like 1,000 times. Like it's at least like the 1,000th time that I've watched him be asked this one question. It's crazy.
No, it's a legitimate one. It really is. What I'm suggesting, why would they? Why do I think they will? Well, number one, I don't put the value in one person. Okay, it's not going to be one person who accomplishes anything.
Sure.
One person in government tries to stand against the Federal Reserve, they don't do well. However,
Right.
if we unite, and that's why I want to speak to Donald Trump.
Right.
We have I don't think he sees what God has given him. He has the position and all the opportunities to totally bring peace to the world and to lead the world, have America lead the world forward in reforms. We can start it here at home and work with the rest of the world to get it done right.
Do you think that Donald Trump was ever legitimate? Do you think that he was captured in this system, or do you think he was always with them? Do you think he was blackmailed? Do you think that he was going to try to do something and then something happened beyond his will? Maybe his family was threatened, or do you think that he was always one of them?
He thinks like a capitalist. He thinks like a nationalist. So it makes sense that he would be where he is. My past, I've viewed Donald Trump for quite a while as controlled opposition. He's being used against the working class in so many ways. And so what's going on now? So your question though, I've heard stories he's cloned too. He may not even be real, man. I don't know what's real in this world anymore.
I've heard that too.
Right? So at this point, I just know that the wars need to end, right? When people stop fighting, there is peace. When people are honest, there's trust. And we can build a future of trust and peace through fairness and righteousness instead of this top-down governance and control approach. And so, Twilight, my theory is, I don't know about you or anyone else, but I know I've been put through the ringer the past few years. I've been tested as a man.
Oh, yeah.
I've learned a lot of things, though. So how do we get his attention? I got a lot of ideas, but not a lot of support.
Okay, so here's what I can do. Real Donald Trump has an X account. I'll make a post at him right now. What should I say to him? What would you have me say to him?
What do you think would work?
Okay, you told me you've been trying to talk to him for God knows how long. We're going to send him a message right now. What would you say to him? I'll relay it, the message you want to be said to Donald Trump right now.
Hey, Hank, I feel this is kind of like the game Snafu plays where let's call the UN, right?
Yes, it is.
It is. Right. And that's why I put it back to you, Hank.
Okay.
This is your idea. I don't think it's a path to get his attention, but you apparently do. So what would you say to get his attention for me, a guy who's been trying for several years? You know?
Okay, let me try this. I'll tell Donald Trump, hey, watch
I love it.
Okay, I'll go ahead and link it. And that's really all you think he needs to know from you right now? You just need to watch you?
Nope. That's not what I said.
Okay, what you think? What would you say?
I don't do that. I've tried this in the past, Hank. I got zero return on the effort. If you want to send messages on my behalf, please do. But I don't give a shit what you do, honestly. I mean, I'm going to do what I'm doing. And I do see many ways to get his attention. I just don't know how it's going to work.
So you don't think it's worth me sending a post at real Donald Trump,
I think you should, Hank. I appreciate
you think I should, but I don't understand. You think
I don't think he's going to look.
Okay, you don't think he's
I don't think anyone on his staff is going to look.
So, all right, why should I send the message then?
It's history.
You send a message in history, just hope that you get more views from other people seeing the post. Is that what you want?
It's evidence of your efforts, your idea, your willingness. Yeah. Whatever you want, man. I mean, here's the thing. I never thought I'd end up on this path. Never in my life. I thought I was going to work till retirement at the Postal Service. I thought I was going to do about 30 years as a union president. I was dedicated to those things. And then everything changed. So now here I am. I now live in Baltimore, just outside of Washington, D.C., because I'm committed to this cause. So, Twilight, I was actually at all of this. I mean, I was thinking this idea earlier because it's Sunday. A lot of church services going on. I've been trying to speak with church leaders, and I keep getting their religious bias, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But my idea is this makes sense to me. Why wouldn't a body of godly men and women gather together, confront the men and women of Congress? That's what I'm hoping to do.
Right.
We could try sending posts to them on X, but you don't like that for some reason.
I've tried X, I've tried Truth Social, tried all sorts of things over the years.
Okay. Have you
Emails,
considered?
phone calls.
So, have you considered that your message may be vapid or confusing or irrelevant?
I did consider those things in the past, but what I've come to trust, Hank, the past was preparation. Every one of my failures, I learned something. And one thing I learned for sure about me, I don't quit. I get beat up sometimes, but I'll get back up and I'll keep going. So I'm convinced, truly, what I'm suggesting, initially I thought this was me. I had to get this done. And I'd get mad at people when they didn't understand me. But after my last few days of being sick, God showed me again, this is God's story. We're just living it. What a dream.
Yes, so you consider your message is vapid, confusing, or possibly irrelevant, and about God's story. So it doesn't mean you don't have to change your message, even though it's not getting their attention.
No, God will either open the minds of those around me, or God will lead me to those with open minds. What I've been doing on the live streams, dude, I've been practicing with Snafu and Tommy and all these other crazy people. I've been learning how to communicate better with the egoic and the irate. So I think God has been preparing me for this. I feel fully confident that should somehow I get 20 minutes, 30 minutes of time with Donald Trump, he'll want to know more. And then from there, we'll be putting all the pieces together for everything else. Peace on earth and total reforms. This is God's plans, guys.
So would I be categorized as one of those egoic, irate people?
No, brother. You would be one of those loyal and dependable and very supportive. You've been a great support to me, Hank.
Yes. So my issue is that since you don't have any simulations testing many of your hypotheses, it's just not convincing. It's just, well, I'm vibing with God.
Okay.
So is Tommy. So is Illumina Tommy. So is Snafu Snaps. And they're saying they don't even agree with you.
You're not vibing with God.
Yeah, I'm not. I didn't say I was. I said Illumina Tommy and Snafu Snaps
Gotcha.
claim that they vibe with God as well, and they disagree with you. So how do I pick one over another one?
The answer is in the heart.
I'm pretty sure Tommy is just like a Satanist or something like that.
He's worse than a Satanist.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think. Yeah, there's something deeply off about Illuminati. Yeah, so let's just go there.
I would stay far away from that guy. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
I would stay far away from that guy.
Many of these Christians, as they identify themselves, they do not represent well.
Oh no. Jack, I'm an occultist, and that dude makes my skin crawl. I'm not religious, but I take inspiration in the teachings of Christ. I just think that religion is mind control.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah.
I do.
And that dude makes my skin crawl. Yeah. And I've studied like these networks that pretend to be Christian, pretend to be Jewish, pretend to be Muslim, whatever, and they're part of other, orgs,
Absolutely.
and they're literally, they're not even satanic. I say they're worse. They're beyond that. I'm not going to get too much into it, but yeah, I'm familiar. They're accelerationists. We'll just put it that way.
That's
And
a good label.
I know.
true.
Well, that's exactly what they are, and I know all about them. And so yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of how that works, and I just I stay far away, and if anyone comes near the people I care about, I'm a very peaceful person, but I also prepare for war. So, if I see people like that around people I care about, I'm not afraid to take it to other levels. Now, I while I see where you're coming from, I also understand that it's getting to a point, especially with the surveillance and all of that, that I think our best interest is to just stop playing the game. Because ultimately, this whole system is based in consent. And so, what we really need to do is just say enough and stop going along with their system, because it's ultimately based entirely in deception. So if we just stop playing their game, like if a million people just stop going to work one day, like everything would crash. And everyone's like, well, what will you do? There's nothing there'd be nothing, there would be no system. It's like, well, yeah, that's the entire point. And it's like, well, everything would be in chaos. It's like, well, everything's in chaos now. Like you gotta you gotta pull off the Band-Aid. It's like there's no way to fix the system from within the system.
I actually see a different way. Now, it would take God's grace for this to happen, for sure. But if people treated people like people, right?
Well, yes.
We got that. If we got that through to Congress, they say no, we're changing the rules. Every corporation gets together its body of employees, right? They actually do an honest, full evaluation from the bottom to the top, right? Is this a necessary? Are we actually providing a service to the community? Are we doing anything good? Or are we just exploiting and taking profits, right? So
Right.
my issue with secrecy is it protects authority, and authority is just a position, right? It's just a position of information, a level of information is all it is. So if the average American worker understood how much they were getting exploited, and I think many of us do, we're working hard for friggin' breadcrumbs, right? And so the idea, I think, it would take, like, it would be a come to Jesus moment around the world, but I could envision it, putting it out on the news all around the world. There's a ceasefire, militaries, whatever, stand down. And then we reevaluate. People still go to the jobs, but the jobs that aren't necessary anymore, we can shut down Wall Street, right? And we can get those people out, maybe serving some of the needy.
Who you decide that the needy don't need those people in Wall Street trading ETFs around?
When we realize the lie, when we accept, not realize, when we accept the lies of money, yeah, Wall Street will be shut down.
Yeah, money's
Right.
a lie, but food is not a lie, and I can get food by trading money. So I don't understand.
Money prevents human beings from sharing with each other, Hank.
Yeah, that's true.
I disagree because we've never shared more than now. We have stuff from all over the freaking planet right in our freaking living room, right in front of us. My screens come from China, Africa, America, components. I wouldn't be able to rebuild the thing from materials for like 50 years, I would guess. But maybe sooner, but I had to do the work. But I couldn't build in my garage this monitor I'm using to plug in and see you
No,
guys.
couldn't, right? There is being more produced, but money is used as a reason not to share.
And I disagree. Money's the reason why we do share, and we share beyond our wildest imaginations because I don't understand how we're going to make these
Okay.
monitors to have
What
this
if,
conversation.
Hank, what if we could have the quality goods, right? Because people saw that what the work they were producing was actually creating a value. So people enjoy doing the jobs they do. And so we raise the standard of living for everyone when we stop relying on budgets and laws for everything.
Show me, because it's kind of confusing because we invented budgets and laws after we didn't have budget and laws. So why do we have budget and laws now if no one thought we needed budgets and laws?
The entire purpose of budgets and laws is for order. Okay, but when laws and budgets are used as controlling mechanisms, they're not for order, they're for oppression. So we have the opportunity to rewrite the rules. That's what Congress is doing on a regular basis. So let's get them to rewrite the rules that we want. I think the Democrats and the Republicans can stop fighting, especially those who are paid to serve in Congress. We can raise the standards for them.
But they're not fighting. It's two wings on the same bird.
If you disagree with everything I say, Hank.
I don't disagree with everything you say. You're splitting. You're splitting.
They waste a lot of time. I mean, the government is shut down right now, Hank. Thousands of workers. Actually, the airlines. We've got air traffic controllers being traded as slaves. They're being required to work without pay right now. And, this is just the American way. Yes, you're right, Hank. The left and the right, they're working together to oppress our freedoms.
Yes. So the air traffic controllers aren't making money and still working anyways. And you said we don't need money. So we're going in the right direction.
You're not even trying to follow me, Hank. You're
I
just
am.
trying to find problems.
If money's bad and they're going to work without money, then why pay them?
Hank, what we were discussing was the left and the right divide, the Democrats and Republicans. I said they can stop fighting one another. You made the claim they're not fighting. They're two wings of the same bird. I tried agreeing with you, but can we get back to the fact that the left and the right have been fighting, and that's why the government is shut down because they're irresponsible?
But you said we don't need money. They stopped paying air traffic control money, so we made an improvement. They're going to work without money, so it's actually a point in your favor.
I love you, Hank. I'm gonna go rest some more.
Okay.
Hey, Machine Lies, much love to you, my brother, and blessings to all.
Blessings, sir. Yeah,
Thank you.
Yeah, good to talk to you.
So Bronze Boy had a point. So he said to me, if one is to end Legal Secrets and Jack can't be on YouTube because of terms and conditions. Well, I don't know. He probably can. He's on YouTube. He probably can be on YouTube. I don't see a contradiction. Bronze Boy also says, why is Jack finding disagreements with Hank O'Flamo? Doesn't sound very loving. I actually agree with you on that. I mean, I'm trying to get him to defend his position. He said we need to get rid of money. It looks like they got rid of lots of money, but the government shut down. So the SNAP benefits turned off, so no money for that. But it gets people to survive anyways. Air traffic controllers will work for free. So it looks like we're going in the right direction. If the goal's getting rid of money, stop paying people money is in the right direction. Otherwise, he just can't agree with himself. And Brownsbury said Jack got a big day of reading third-party info from a secret helper. I don't know if the secret helper is helping, but they need to please just do better because this seems so contradictory. We need to get rid of money. They start giving money. They stop paying out SNAP benefits. They stop paying air traffic controllers, but they still work for free. I thought we were in the right direction. But then he got mad because it pointed out that they're getting rid of money, but this government shutdown. So which one does he want? He's confusing, and he claims that if he just gets to talk to Donald Trump, Donald Trump will understand him. And I don't understand him, and he's just getting angry. I'm trying to figure out what he means. It's not like I can't have a conversation. I have many hours of conversation with the Machine Lies.
Yeah, crazy stream so far. The people are, just tuning in. Jack Jack came in to help Hank do a debate prep. Then we launched into an impromptu sort of conversation about the matter itself. They had a slow back and forth, and then we were joined by King Stephen and I'm a Twilight son of Lilith. King Stephen came to do his usual trolling, acting, LARPing, thing, and then Twilight came to introduce himself to Jack Talcott, which is actually a fascinating moment. But yeah. So that's to recap the event so far.
And Brown's Boy, how the hell am I supposed to script the debate if Jack gets really angry and splits over technical details? Getting rid of money is the goal. Stop paying out SNAP benefits and stop paying workers that will come to work anyway. Seems like we're going in the right direction. That's his idea is that just wave the magic wand and all the money's gone and everything's just normal. And if that's also a caricature, then his idea is just incomprehensible. Maybe I'm just stupid, but I think lots of people agree with me that they don't understand, and Jack complains about people not understanding him, and I don't know how is he going to sell this idea if he can't agree with himself. I'm all about dog fooding. I'm all about simulation, so we can explain to each other what the heck we mean. Bounce Boy asked me if I were to send you thumbnail slides, topics, links, and bullet points from a third party for your show, for you to act out, would that make you an actor? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And heck, even if I make it for myself, I would be an actor still. So yeah, even if you made it yourself, you'll have a script to go off to, so you would technically be an actor still, but you're producing for yourself.
Yeah, not really. I'm WASF. I trolled him into a corner. Right, he brought up personal information from like 3 years ago, and then he's like, and then he just left the panel. So yeah, so I counter trolled him from the beginning, and I started bringing up his artwork and stuff. He tried to mention how he drew Muhammad, and I said, well, show us your pastel crayons, artwork, right? That literally looks like it's drawn by a 12-year-old girl. I'm not even kidding. I'm really, like, a 12-year-old little girl drew like unicorns and stuff. So
Yeah.
This is what he puts together as his talented artwork. And he gets paid by the government of Canada probably to live on welfare, right, and to go on the internet all day. I mean, this is the brunt of his achievements.
Yeah, look at those dark eyes.
He also, he's not a handsome man. But yeah, the thing is that he wrote for a journal, right, claiming that he's a schizophrenic, so he LARPs online as like mentally ill person that like believes in some soul trap nonsense, and he can't talk about it either way. All his videos are reaction videos, so he's literally just an actor, right? It's like, also he has personal contact with Rose 777 and all these other people who produce these shows or whatever, right? So yeah, I mean, he's been on Landry's show a lot.
Yeah, I have a bigger network than he does. I mean, I have a no-name channel with like 250 subscribers, and we have all kinds of knockout guests like Twilight, King Steve himself, Jack Talcott here just today. So I'm probably in on it, whatever it is.
Yeah, maybe, but I think it's more so the weird effect of like Aluma Tommy, right? King Steven, right? And all these people, they have personal contact, so when they come to these panels, right, there's no reason to think that it's an organic exchange, that somebody just called into a show. Right? Like, there's no reason to think that.
Yeah, and if the goal was to pester me and scare me off, you need to send an actual challenge. Like this, you think your only path is co-opting the machine's eyes.
It's not to do that. It's to distract from the conversation at hand. See, you and Jack were having a conversation, right? And then 15 minutes went by, right? And King Steven went and did his distraction, right? And then you got back to your conversation.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the only point of it.
That doesn't bother me. We need. I watch Family Guy. I like having a couple of things to break up the point, because that's without some variety is the spice of life. Variety is the spice of life. So having a little distraction here or there, that's to be expected and makes people feel better.
Right. But it's to dissuade the other people on your panel from coming. Right. It's not against you. It's to dissuade. So other people look at your show and they say, well, this unprofessional loser is there. Right. All he does is troll. Right. So this must be a troll show. So people won't tune in. Because they don't think. They'll say, well, there's no intellectual discussions here. Right. So it poisons the well. Right.
Yeah. May I remind you that the United States has a troll president. So that's right. Donald Trump's a troll. So,
yeah. That doesn't mean he's effective.
Yeah. Well, let me read this in his voice. I'm a self-taught artist with a strong emphasis on beauty, dreams, imagination, visions,
Loves,
loves,
feelings,
feelings,
fantasy.
fantasy, moods, and
Oh
meaning.
my god. Like it sounded like a little 12-year-old girl wrote that. Like I'm into beauty and dreams and unicorns and Funimation and you know adventures and of the imagination, and I want to go into fairyland, and it's like, yeah, dude, fantasy, yeah, fairyland.
Yeah,
Yeah,
put
you're in
that
the
one
land of
back
the
in the
fairies.
oven. It's not done yet. Put that one back in the oven. I'd like them at least 20 or so. 20, like 20 to 40. So put that one back in the oven. It's not done yet.
20 followers. What an artistic genius.
Let's just give them a slow clap.
Yeah, great stuff, Steven. Yeah, I think like 20 people bought my book like this year, but all right, bro.
Okay. So Brown's voice says,
Like I'm not like selling hundreds of copies, but I still got way more than 20 people to buy this shit. All right, it's fucking crazy, man.
yeah, and what's gonna happen with the next book? I mean, he's probably gonna go gangbusters. He has a huge cult following, as what's his name would say, Shift would say. So he's gonna have like 40 people right off the bat chopping a bit to buy the next book if he's willing to sell it. So
Yeah, I gave so many away free. I gave dozens of copies away free.
yep.
And so this is the kind of thing that these people don't understand, where they, they act and grift online, right?
Yeah.
And if King Steven isn't making any money and his channel's not monetized, then somebody's really got to ask what he's spending 12 hours online doing, sitting and watching other people's YouTube channels. Like, what is the point?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. He says he's independently wealthy. Why not make way more money? That's what most of the rich people do. They like having that account number very high. Freaking Donald Trump's over 80, and he's just going to make more money. How old is Donald Trump right now, anyways? Maybe he's not over 80. How old is he?
Yeah, I mean, King Stephen formed his own religion out of some hallucination he was having when his mom was dying. I mean, the guy's not very smart. Right? He's probably a schizophrenic lunatic, and he's like led online. I mean, probably because people send him to shows by sending him emails, right, and say, "Oh, go get this guy, go get that guy." Right? It's really not that complicated. Right?
I won't speculate on that. Yeah, Donald Trump's 79 years old right now. But if he's trying to scare people off or still demons, well, I need to make that finish a still demon loop. He's not very effective. His magic is weak. But yeah, if you really want to get me, I think I'm pretty much only worried about in this sector. I'm only worried about the Machine Lies and Denizen right now. They're the only kind of at my level that I'm actually would take them seriously. Let's get back to Jack. So yeah, you had to co-op the Machine Lies, or it's probably not going to work. Okay, go and find another video and try to pull it in that transcript. Oh, many weeks ago. Let's try one from 6 weeks or so ago. Landry. I think this one looks familiar. Let's store in the transcript and see what happens. Okay, let's look for one of these keywords. Where's my control tab? Let's look for Galukians and password first. Yeah, and making a video essay is a lot more work than running a panel. Because you do all the editing, you do all the research. I don't know how some of these people get. I guess some of these people have teams and they have money from somewhere else. But that's where the real money's in, from YouTube, the video essays and the educational content. Not from panel acting.
Yeah, but I think that might change significantly because a lot of the up and coming people that are involved in like sort of debate stuff are also involved in like drama with other content creators. All right, so it's spreading where the drama farming and the gay ops is getting way more prevalent, right? Even among the top content creators. Right?
What's this? Counter, you make you're a joke. Let's check another keyword. Let's look for no. And the thing, you can automate this, but I don't want to automate something before I know what the process is, because then it may be doing the wrong thing. So I do get it right manually, then I'll make an algorithm and automate it later if I need to. Just keep it simple, stupid. No, it's not a good keyword. It's too common. Let me take that off the keyword list. Let's work secret instead. Secret. At the request of secretary. Like I see, it's not in that episode. Let's look for private. No, let's look for lie. You know what's strange is that there's no one. Normally, when we have like a topic that's so just how so much resistance, there's gonna be like a teams, and there's no one like jumping in Jack's team to say let's get rid of secrets. It just doesn't. Well, except for just say the 3-letter agencies, alphabet 2 agencies, they don't like secrets unless they don't like secrets when I have them. But that's not what Jack means.
Well, it's a position of ending wars is a position, and so there's people like Kant who supported that peace by mutual contraction, right? So
yeah, absolutely.
So that is a position that has been had. I mean, in terms of philosophy, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm in favor of peace by mutual contraction, but the issue is when there's alignment issues. That's where I want to focus on. What we do when we have alignment issues, and my solution is I'll do my thing over here, you be crazy over there. The 2-state solution. But
Right.
Jack usually says no, that's bad. We can all come together.
Right, but how would you stop colluders and infiltrators? Like, say one guy from over here and one guy from over there say, look, we'll take both of these groups over by turning them against each other.
And Jack would say something, why are you resisting? Why are you being so negative? You just need to try it to understand. But the problem is that doesn't address the concern. So I'm all for doing simulations, starting small, so we can know what we're getting into before we do do it with the planet. We only have one planet to work with so far, so we shouldn't trash the whole thing in one go. Yeah, keep it simple, keep it small. That way, if there's a problem, we could put it out. Hopefully, Lord willing. Okay. All right, that shows the dud. Let's try another one. In fact, let me save that too.
Bro, like, what is with these dudes, man? This is like some parasites, dude. Like, honestly, man. They come out of nowhere to like antagonize random fucking people. Like, what kind of behavior is that? Like, when there's already shit happening, like,
Predatory behavior. They just want to feel powerful, and they just find someone antagonize them just so they can feel good about themselves. I mean, if I drew like King Stephen, I'd probably do the same thing.
no, now I'm talking about our poll. It's like the third or fourth time I've shown him like show up in the chat just to antagonize Brown's boy or something like that. I don't know.
Oh,
Brown's just like, you know, you could agree or disagree, but he is who he is. Right?
I have an idea. At Brown's boy and Arpool, come on panel and antagonize each other.
Yeah, that won't happen.
Look, let's see what happens. Let's link it again. So the clanker should drop the link again.
I think he left. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, he just came in the chat just to make fun of Brown's boy. So I don't think he'll be there. But yeah.
I make fun of Brown's boy all the time, so I don't think it's a big deal.
Yeah, he was doing that on my show too the other day. It was at least for like 2 hours. Like, I don't know if it was like an hour or 2 hours. Like, the guy's just sitting in my chat, just typing his life away.
Yeah.
Like,
So
all right.
I try to remember this mantra: chat don't matter. So I want you to antagonize each other on panel.
Yeah, I largely ignored him, but it's just like, why?
Well, we can find out why when they get on panel. Okay. Disclosures. Dude, this sounds interesting. Let's try
Disclosure. Yeah, this is exactly what your confession, truth, guilt. Hank, I think this might be the stream. If he actually opens the stream like with a dissertation on these topics, like this may be very essential to your basic points. Right?
Yeah, let's start watching. Let's get the intro. Let's put it in 1.5 as he suggested.
He does kind of look like a guru right there. It's like,
Yep.
Look at him. That's a funny picture.
Yep. Let's take a screenshot while we're here.
Yeah, that is a great picture. Like, especially because he's like morphing. Like, there's two of them. Right? It's like, there's the ghost thumbs up. It's just too funny. Why is that so funny?
Yep.
It's such a funny thumbnail.
Yep. Take a
make a great
picture with
thumbnail.
less longer. Yep.
Yeah.
So.
And greetings, blessings, salutations, and love. Once again, welcome back to Chats with Jack. I am Jack Talcott, and if I remember right, it is Talcott Tuesday. I keep forgetting the day of the week, but brothers and sisters, I'm so excited to get started today. I'm grateful to all of you. Those of you who are here with me, I started early. I scheduled at a different time. I'm just flowing with my feelings. So for those of you who are drawn or able to be here with a live stream experience, thank you sincerely. I do appreciate you. I see so many familiar names of people I truly appreciate so often. And I'm grateful to all of you, whether it's live or.
Bro, you see that freeze frame? That's so funny. I don't know what that was.
Later, however you find your way to me, even if it's some crazy live stream. But May your blessings and joy become more abundant with you. Truly. That really is the way to feel blessed, to feel grateful, to just be at peace with all that is, because I am so inspired today, man. I'm so excited to get started. These inspirations, the ideas, hopefully I did the right one. Yes, in the background. Here, for the critics again,
here
it's
we
an
go.
AI image of Jack. It's not.
Say again.
No, I'm saying here it goes, because it says here disclosure, confession, admission, and then I think he's gonna be. So he is going into the topic here. Yeah.
Yep. Let's hope past Jack does better than present Jack.
Jesus. It's just Jack in a better version than this. With the reminder, let's delight in the Lord. Truly. Free yourself from guilt and shame with disclosure, confession, admission. This is what our entire world is waiting for, this disclosure, confession, and admission, so that the truth may be freely shared and known. In my own personal life cycles, I found that there is a mysterious power contained with the truth you have learned. For the truth you have learned plus the truth you can imagine creates these fear and angry reactions. Without love in our hearts and our minds, we find confusion and blame. But without fear, we find the answers that bring forth comfort and resolve. So, brothers and sisters, I truly am. I am inspired with love again today, and I feel good, man. I feel good about feeling good too. I don't have any guilt within me. I really don't. I have a clear conscience, and it really feels good. Because compared to the way I used to live, right, with a guilty conscience and all this shame and unworthiness inside of me, God, it made me do the stupidest things, man. And I see a lot of people playing themselves out like I used to do, but not like I used to be. I've never been like some of these characters that have been online, man. Praise God. Which, for those who are a part of this drama legacy, the lore that's around the Jack Talcott one, the Talcottian one, and Unslavia, and all the drama and hilariousness that's been going on, there's something magical. There's something pretty cool that's happening. And I don't think people see the bigger picture like I do. That was one of my notes today. I've got a bunch of notes today. Oh, yeah. Let me address what's in the description. In the description is, God, I look big. The camera settings. I just fill up the screen, don't I, man? Holy cows. In the, am I sharing this? I don't have my multiple things going. Yeah. Well, in the description of the video, there's some links. I forgot yesterday on Monday, I actually didn't do a live stream on my own channel, but I did spend time with our friend Snafu covering some world events, and the link is in the description. I can drop it again too for anyone who wants it. Then I also,
I know you want to comment on that. The comment.
Wait, this is a month ago? Yeah, I think I remember that stream. Right, he did a stream with Snafu, and then I think Snafu like turned against him like 2 days later or something like that. Didn't that happen, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I remember this moment. Like Snafu came back on a show like 2 days later, and he's like, Jack's a fraud. But I think on that stream, Snafu was like
cupcaking. Yes.
Yeah, he was saying that Jack is like actually he knows what he's talking about or whatever. So for a moment, I guess. Snafu found value in Jack, and it could have been because Paul Enslaved was also cupcaking with Jack, right? Because all of a sudden, Paul Enslaved and Jack are not sort of enemies anymore or whatever, even right? But that was a LARP that went on for so long, the incessant loop, right? Paul and Jack, right? We saw that Paul, Jack, OTW, Flow State. I mean, we saw that for 2 years, right? I mean, it's crazy.
I wasn't paying too much attention, to be honest.
Yeah. Me either, but I did see that it was like, potentially 24 hours of constant streams, right? Where it was like OTW in the morning, right? Then, I think then Paul and Slave would come on, and then Jack Talcott would come on, right? And then Flow State would come on, right? So it was like 24 hours of streams where they would talk about the same people, in a loop, like, this happened for like an entire year and a half, pretty much. I'm gonna be real.
Yep. And I'm lucky that my show is usually boring enough that I don't get stuck into that loop, because I have a goal, and I just straight line run to that goal. And I'm not worried about grifting right now, so it's not. I don't really care. I don't need to do any grift breaks, so I can go for that goal.
Right. but it was like these guys like Illuma Dummy, obviously a bunch of other people like some of the Cockboy Hotline crew and some of the other people, that like they just basically made their entire stream about this LARP that was going on for so long. So it's just like, it's stupefying. And did you see Illuma Dummies disappeared? So
Good.
so that's
He's annoying. Good.
yeah, but he's they're pretending like he's like Custer's last stand in the panel verse and stuff, and he just like dude, you're just a blip. You're nothing. Right? Nobody will even remember you like 6 months from now. It's like crazy.
Oh, I think I did something to him 6 months ago. January, I deposed him from his Panaverse president thing. I deposed him.
There you go.
Then YouTube caught up with my declaration and
Right,
removed the channel. That was hilarious.
Just cursed him.
Yep.
Also found my way to the Think Institute, another channel on YouTube. They were having some debates, presenting some theory, some arguments for
That might be a
Christianity.
great place to go.
And so
to go look at his interaction with Think Institute, because I think there's some brand they support Christian nationalism. So if you look at so they will then be in support of the counter position to Jack Talcott. So he's actually having a live debate on that channel. So I think that will be much more relevant.
Maybe. Let's see. It's in that today's description. Which one? The Think Institute.
Yeah, it's that link that's right under that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because I happened to turn on his stream one day, and they were in support of the position of Christian nationalism.
Yeah, and I'll speak on Christian nationalism real quick since I'm familiar with the topic. So it's usually pushed by the Ortho Bros, and but they're trying to return to a nostalgic time that didn't exist. Their Christian nationalism is based on a dead unicorn trope. So
yes, but I think in the more mainstream sense, I think it's Protestant guys like Doug Wilson who are pushing it. So I think it might be more originating with Protestants and then hijacked by the Ortho Bros to push sort of their own agenda of the Russian Orthodox being the church.
So I don't know what the true nature of the Protestant Christian nationalism is, because I know that Ku Klux Klan could be interpreted as Christian nationalist, but this one's race free.
Yeah, I think I think Jim Bob 2 days ago, I think it was either 2 or 3 days ago, he actually reviewed a video by Doug Wilson. So he was reviewing the Protestant Christian nationalists and saying why they were wrong, essentially. But yeah, they're the prominent arm in the movement, I think.
Okay, it looks like Jack Talcott called in to some. There's a call-in show. Let's look for Jack Talcott's call.
Duck.
Yeah, I talked to him before on Breakfast Tacos.
I bet he got stomped. Like this guy's.
Okay, Jack came in later. Let's see what. Now let's go to Jack first. That's what I'm here for.
This is Mr. Jack Talcott.
All right, Jack, welcome to the live debate. And looks like you've got your own channel live with. It doesn't tell me the rest of it.
live without fear.
Live without fear. Got it. Oh, that's a good motto.
Nice to see you again, Jack. I'm gonna head back now.
Hey,
So live without fear is a Christian thing. Are you a Christian?
I am now. Yes, I
Wow.
found my way
Praise
to
God.
Jesus by the
Praise
grace
God.
of God. Amen.
Praise God,
Praise
man. That's
God.
fantastic. Well, why are you on a debate stream? I don't have anything to debate with you unless you're like I don't know, unless you're lying, but I don't think you are.
No, it's not as much of a debate as, honestly, I was hoping to introduce myself and to say, hi, I just discovered you and I'm a fan.
Oh, praise God.
My greatest problems in my past were my anger and my inability to communicate properly.
Wow.
So I admire good communication skills, especially in the topic of God and Christianity, because I'm a new believer, but it's not a believer. I'm a new knower. So,
Wow. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, how did you move?
Strangeway says he's a new believer since he was an active believer since 2008. That's not.
It's like down the rabbit hole.
Not 2008, 2018. 2018. It's been the last decade, I guess. It's 2018. I'm not sure I would call that new, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I guess he's old, so I think he means relatively new, or I guess you could be sort of new if you hadn't really looked into it that much since you converted or something like that. You know,
which if we're honest, he doesn't read his Bible. So, at least in my opinion, he doesn't read his Bible. He doesn't know what's in there, which is why he got caught by the Galukians. Which I need to find the original Galukians meme thing, because it's, if you have two screens, it's easy enough to check if a book exists. It's trivially easy. So you shouldn't fall for something so asinine. But that's just my opinion.
From unbelief to belief.
Desperation.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My life. God allowed me a perfect story, a perfect life. I took myself through hell with disbelief, guilt, and shame. I always tried hard, tried to be like Jesus, but I didn't have any God or religion or anything like that. So it was impossible.
Yes, it is. It is. That's so. Are you reading the Bible? Have you read Romans 7 yet?
I'm sure I have. I can't recall off the top of my head.
Okay, in Romans 7, Paul is giving this great picture of trying to obey the law, trying to be like Jesus, if you will, and he just keeps failing. He keeps failing, and he says, "Who will deliver me from this body of death? Wretched man that I am." And then he goes, "Thanks be to God through Jesus Christ." And he says, and then he explains how Jesus died for our sins. Because Jesus died for our sins, he paid the price fully for our sins. So there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus, because God has, through Christ Jesus, God has put to death the law, the sin that condemned us. And although we were so, as you put it, just destroying ourselves through unbelief, Jesus Christ paid the price fully through his one act.
No, so the atheist in me wants to ask if God put the end to sin, why is it still sin? And I know the answer to that. To say sin's is a whole, it's not a thing in itself. But then we have the problem with, well, how can he end sin? Sin wasn't a thing in the first place. So,
well, I think what Paul is sort of saying, and this is sort of the passage that's kind of used to justify the notion of original sin, right? He says he says that the sin is in me, right? He says it's not I that sin, but the sin in me, right? So he sort of platonizes sin, right? He sort of makes it something that hasn't, some type of that it's a state that the person is in, right? So I mean, in terms of that, right, he's not saying that anybody's really saved from it, right? They're saved, in terms of their belief, right? They're made whole in Jesus, right? So that's the thing, is like, there's a question of what has to be done moving forward, right? Is it just faith or works? But that's part of a greater discussion, right?
yep. But unfortunately for me, I'm a nominalist and a determinist. Well, technically I'm an indeterminist because I say that there's effects without cause, so I have to be an indeterminist technically, but still there's a causal chain as far back as we can see. But I don't know where the free will is because as far as I can tell, there's determinism and there's indeterminism. Because determinism, this effect must have cause. Indeterminism is effect can happen without a cause, and free will is orthogonal. It's not in the discussion in my opinion. But other people says that that's there. So, oh well, I'll just shrug my shoulders. Let's see what Joe has to say.
Yeah, well, that goes from 7 to 9, and I know the favorite discussion that you then rehashed with Twilight, Son of Lilith, that last stream, right?
Yes.
The Romans 9, bringing that to the table. So 7 to 9 is where he's making this argument, right? Like I'm the guy Joel, he just quoted Romans 7, right? So Paul is moving into saying one vessel for destruction, one vessel for wrath, one vessel for glory, right? So you know what I'm saying, right?
Yep.
So it's interesting that he's moving into making a more stronger point about the discussion that you're leaning towards there.
Yep. Let's keep going.
Act of obedience on the cross. He paid our sins. He paid for our sins. He was buried and he was raised to life on the third day. And now everybody who believes in him will have eternal life. Do you believe that, Jack?
For me, what it helped me really do was believing in that story and in Jesus. It helped me really try to imagine and believe in God's love. And God's love shown through Jesus. I mean, holy cows, man. Praise God.
Praise God. So are you tell me, are you involved in a church at all? Do you go to church?
Brother, God has me on an incredible path. I was gifted with a taste of the Holy Spirit back in 2018, the end of 2017, and January 1st, 2018, my life began again.
Yeah, you're right, Hank.
And
yep, I do my research. As you could see right in front of you, that I'm doing my research.
Right.
I've moved myself to Baltimore from Washington State to Baltimore because my purpose in life, I've discovered it, peace, ending wars. And if we're going to end wars, I think it'll happen. The best place to start is with the leadership in the United States government. So I'm hoping to speak with Donald Trump in Congress.
And this is where I disagree with him. If you want peace, start with yourself.
Yeah, so I think this is what's gonna. So this is where it begins, right? This is where he's on the tip. So this is where the discussion we wanted. So
exactly.
We're locked in here.
Yep. And hey, the artist formerly known as Shift. How do you pronounce that? Nani. How do you pronounce that? You know how to pronounce that?
Nyanos, I think I'll say something like that.
No, okay.
Nyanos.
Yep. And he doesn't think we can end wars. Well, he makes money. I think he trades stock and stuff. So you guess I don't know how much he has in Raytheon or Halliburton or whatever. So maybe he just makes money off of war, or maybe he has another objection. I'll make sure he has a link so he can state his objection if he has any.
Yeah, link's already there.
Oh, okay. I'll put another one in there just in case. Maybe he may be on a phone or something and have some empathy.
Right.
I don't know him better than he knows himself. I have no clue what he has on the other side of the line. So
soon.
Okay. So are you involved in a local church? Do you have brothers and sisters who are around you who know the Lord? Do you have elders who are watching over your soul, as Scripture tells us to have?
Not yet.
Okay.
I was separated from my family and my old life once I found God, once I started finding God and faith,
Okay.
it confused a lot of people around me, and I was confused. I didn't know how to explain it.
You know
But
what he's thinking in his head
I
now.
just relocated, and I just
Joe or Jack? Who do you want me to start
Joel
off?
is probably thinking this guy's a wacko because anytime somebody says that, like I found God and then I started, everybody stopped talking to me. And then
Yes.
so he's probably
Yeah,
thinking, he's like, uh-oh, this guy's
yes.
on some.
Yeah, this guy's confused. That's what Joe's thinking. And
Right. So you can see the look on his face. He's kind of like, uh-oh.
yeah, and we know this is Jack Tucker's standard elevator pitch. This is what he will say to Trump. He says that to everybody.
Because that's not a Christian nationalist. Because in the Christian nationalist view, following Christ should bring order in your life and prosperity and wholeness, and you should have better family life, all that stuff. So all that stuff should get better according to their position.
Yes, and Jack's doing it wrong. He needs to have a church daddy and church family making sure he's staying on the straight and narrow instead of doing his lone monk thing.
Right.
And this is Jack's default elevator pitch. So he says this to everyone. Shift is here.
Yo, you hear me well?
Yo, what's up?
Yo, Lake Assalam.
Welcome.
Yeah, man. I mean, Jack ending wars. I mean, it's just completely delusional, man. It's just
What's with your disagreements?
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah, I mean, he's been on YouTube and nothing has happened. He has not spoken to Trump. I don't even think Trump knows he exists, and I don't think Trump will waste his time because like he had a big ball dinner for his inauguration.
Yes.
All the corporations gave him a private like basically donation, just to say, hey, let us have our deals, let us make the money, but here's some money here.
Yes. Hey, we exist. Pay attention to us, Donald. Yes.
Exactly. So unless Jack is a millionaire or has millions, I mean, Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about him. I mean, he's like a waste of a carbon footprint for him, and that is just facts, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I sent a message on X to Donald Trump to watch Jack Talcott.
Oh, okay. I mean, it may be a small glimmer, but you got to think about the optics. I mean, Trump cares about his image a lot. He's a cult of personality. He doesn't want to hang out with a loser like Jack Talcott. Unfortunately, he is. I mean, compared to him, and compared to media presence, compared to actually actually having a following, Jack is very minuscule compared to Trump.
Yes.
If you look at so
I agree with you on size, but there's so much alike. They're both cults of personality, and they both allegedly want peace. So there you go.
I don't know about him, Trump wanting peace. I think he just wants the status quo and looking good. Trump cares more about his ego and thinking he's the best and having that legacy now. I think he's more focused on his legacy. That's why he wants to win the Nobel Peace Prize and wants to have low inflate. Low interest rates. Everyone to be, a booming stock market. Everyone having money, that type of thing. He wants everyone to know that he did the best he could. When reality is, it's the same old, same old. The establishment.
He's on a tip where he's kind of like, he kind of wants the people, so he's not really saying that he personally wants to be the guy to do it, right? So he's saying that, that there's a possibility that they could end, right? So what do you say about that? That just a possibility that wars could end. I mean, in terms of that, a lot of people would say just that in itself is impossible because human beings are naturally warlike, right? They may put that as an instance, right? Or they might say, well, you would need a world government to accomplish that, and such world government would have totalitarian aims, right? So those would be the potential ideas against. Obviously, there's the Dajjal, type of antichrist,
Yeah.
where maybe you could offer peace on earth, but it might be sinister, side order of something else.
I think essentially what's going to happen is America. There was like this Chinese professor. It was something very interesting. Israel wants to be the next hegemon of the world. So they're
Yeah, of
using
course. Yep.
America. Yeah. So I think what Trump might do, it's a possibility. Doesn't mean it's going to happen. Doesn't mean it will happen. It's a speculation. The U.S. will send ground troops to Iran and complete what they want to do, because from a military perspective, if they control Iran, they can control the oil flow from Iran to China and to Japan. So
Well,
from
I
a
think like I'm kind of the ilk that they already control a lot of stuff. Like the thing is that they control a lot of cyber stuff, right? So I
Mhm.
think that the new hegemon is not going to take control of land and resources, but just take control of the internet, right? So that's the thing is like they already have a lot of resources connecting Tel Aviv to Moscow to New York, right? So it's like these guys are very much in control of what they're
Yep.
produce. They have a worldwide network already established.
Well, that reminds me, I need to promote you to a mod on my channel. How do you pronounce your other name?
Oh, Nyanos. I call it Nyanos. It
Nianos.
was
Okay. I,
it was
I know.
based off one of my favorite albums from Tiesto, Nyena. Back before he sold out, and then I just put OS, and it's supposed to be about wisdom and intellectualism. Uh, but people call me Shift. That's fine.
Yeah, I promote you to a standard moderator because you are a creator. You are a creator, so that's what I do to all of them.
Yeah, the thing is, I get very burned out after a while, and then even I get to a certain point, and it's like, what am I doing? Why am I talking about these people? They don't offer anything to me. So now it's just I've been a mod at Gabriel's channel and just like going on panel here and there. I kind of just I don't want to get caught in loops either. You know, I just see it like now I'm the talk of the town, but reality is it's like I don't care. I don't like Flo as just as much as I don't like Paul. Like, I
Yeah,
mean,
I had to block him. I had to block him after last time because of what he said. So I just said straight up, that's he tried to say some gay shit to me. So I was like, all right, bro, like you just get blocked. But yeah, man,
yeah.
and I kicked him out of the Discord because he was saying he was making homosexual comments towards me. So I was like, all right, bro, like that's like whatever. Like, so then the dude he like reviewed what you said, bro, for
Hmm.
2 hours. Like he sat there like replayed what you said for like 2 hours, bro. It was
But
insane.
it was actually kind of funny. I was kind of laughing.
I know,
They
it was
said
funny.
they said like Sarah was like kind of like pissed off. She's like,
She was pissed. Yeah, she was.
yeah,
She was
she
pissed.
says like Shift is not dissing. Like he's not saying fuck you to both of us. He's just saying fuck you to what we do. And I'm like, yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like it's common logic, right? Like I just don't like scummy people.
Yeah, that was a classic.
It's personal preference. I'm ambivalent about scummy people because sometimes they know good techniques and stuff. So I'm ambivalent with them. If they're not too dirty, I can work with them.
There's a philosophy out there that some people are willing to get scammed in order to learn a lesson,
Yeah.
and that's kind of, I mean, I guess I can get it, like to know the techniques, but unless you want to become a scammer yourself, it's kind of not even worth it. So
Well, you can become a scammer or you can become a scam baiter. So if you know the techniques, you can make them not work properly.
yeah, I mean, even like the top tier grifters, like what is it? Even in other sectors, kind of like get rich quick schemes, they use narratives and they use like LARPing. Like what is it? Luke Belmar, these other guys like Iman Gadji, selling like marketing, online marketing, how to make your online marketing, and all these other firms and all like get
Yeah, the
rich off of crypto.
multi-level marketing scams. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's basically the same thing. It's like creating a false narrative. Then I see Sarah putting down how to create how to create your own archetype and knowing the hero's journey. I'm like, what a fucking piece of shit. Like, of course, the hero's journey, attacking a bigger creator, getting all the minions to support, and it's just fucking hilarious to me. Anyway.
Yeah, so I don't need her help because I use Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Its stuff's been out for
Mhm.
50 years. It's free. It's
Mhm.
pretty effective. Shrinks hated, which is in the bonus. So I don't need, and we probably don't need so many heroes. Maybe we need more villains just to balance things out. So I'll be the villain if we need to. I'm like Daffy Duck. I'll do whatever's needed for the plot as long as we get out of this stupid loop.
Yeah, like for me, I tend to just do my own thing always. I'm like an ENTJ, I guess. I don't know if that
Oh,
really
me too.
matters.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
also an ENTJ.
And I just prefer like just doing things on my own, beat of my own drum, and just having my own opinions and just strategizing certain things. But when it came to YouTube, I did strategize a long time ago. But then what stopped me from doing it was like, wait a minute, I'm responsible for these people following me. And you know what? I cannot go to the next step and actually grift. It's like turning into a grifter. I just couldn't morally and could do that. It just was like, nah, I can't do this. I'm good.
So I could do it. Look, I have a Cash App command. I don't. So, but I don't push it because I don't trust these people. I don't want to rely on them for money. I want to do something that's sustainable, not chase their opinions. So that's why I'm not going to try to use YouTube as my piggy bank. It's just they're not reliable enough.
Yeah. The most easy strategy is just attacking a bigger creator. Kind of what Flow does. It's basically called the Robin Hood strategy. You're attacking a bigger someone, right? They do something evil, and you're Robin Hood. You're giving justice for the poor, right? And the poor gives you the money. And it's just it's just one of those strategies you could
Yeah,
use.
I mean,
Yeah.
guess I'm half doing it. I have the machine lies, but I'm not attacking him today. Maybe next week. I had Jack Talkoff here. I was attacking him, but I really just want him to actually study for this debate, so he actually doesn't embarrass himself too much.
Yeah, me and Hank have had a few like impromptu things.
Yeah. Speaking of impromptu, the Fox is very very into debates and just going ham.
Yeah.
I'm
she's
here to
good.
help Hank prep.
I see.
Yeah, she's good at it.
Well, lately I've actually just been kind of working on other things, if anything. So I feel like I'm not doing enough of it, and I owe somebody a debate on Israel Palestine, but the situation keeps changing, and I'm still trying to learn the fucking history.
Yeah, which one are you, pro or against Israel?
Well, I wouldn't say I'm against Israel, right? I'm against what's happening to the Palestinian people.
Right. So you're pro-Palestinian, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Same here. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely pro Palestine.
Yes.
I mean, what they're doing is just. I mean, I came from Bosnia, so I'm very, we had our genocide. So to me, when I see another genocide, it definitely irks me like in a very
Right.
horrible way. Yeah.
So as you said before, Jews control the media, and that includes this show. I might have a regular show on Tuesday. My co-host is Benjamin Sardik. He's a Jew, literally in the military. He broadcasts from his base, which keeps changing.
Wait, the IDF? He's
Yes.
in the IDF. Wow.
Yeah,
Yes.
he actually is.
So he's
Wow.
and he is
Yeah,
my
he called
highest
into my
one.
show like a bunch of times. Like,
Yes.
yeah, he even debated DeFreak on
Yeah.
Christian Zionism.
Yeah, and he is a managing model of my channel. So Jews control the media, and that includes this channel.
I mean, it's a very smart strategy, right? Like what they have done, and they control pretty much the media in the United States, and they also control the banks.
No, they don't. But
yeah.
here's one thing. I'll give you some credit on one thing, right? Like I can solve their need for a homeland crisis in just one sentence, right? America will take all of you. They love Jews.
Well, we kind of here's the thing. Here's the secret thing. So the Israel's kind of like America's attack dog, so we're actually still in control, anyways.
Right.
Yeah, it's about dominance in the Middle East. That's a really good point, Hank.
Yeah.
I'm being partially facetious and just trying to dismantle that one talking point, so people can be like, okay, well, why don't you just go to America then? You know, like.
Well, the thing is, like the really radical, basically Zionists, they want all the Jews to come back to Israel in order to complete the Messiah to come back, and then
The
the
Holy Land.
Christians,
Right.
yeah, and they use the Christian Zionists as puppets because they're like, if we build Israel up, then they can have their Messiah, but we're gonna have Jesus back, and Jesus is gonna fight the Messiah, and then the Muslims are obviously we support having Jesus back, but we don't consider him as God. We just consider him as a prophet. So
And
it's kind
Shift.
yeah.
There is one thing that Israel controls in America that is actually, in my opinion, a huge threat to democracy, and it's politics, right? It's through the Israeli
Mhm.
lobby.
Right.
Yes.
But the politics and the media, right, they influence each other heavily. So there is just a crossover. And also
So I
between the
think
universities, right? Like Noam Chomsky was talking about, right?
Universities are much more harder to please. Their problem is that they often get money either by proxy or directly from what happens in Israel.
Right. Exactly.
And they also have agreements with Israeli universities, so they often don't want to just like threaten that. And I'm not saying it makes it justified. I'm just saying for them, it's like, oh, we've got all this bureaucracy to worry about.
There's a lot of spying in the universities, right? It's crazy. They're spying on the students.
Mm-hmm. But like, for example, like Sheldon Adelson, I'm pretty sure he's Jewish. But anyways,
right. So is Haim Saban.
If he happens to be in media
and Adelson, right?
If he happens to be in media and also cares about Israel, that's different than him, systematically removing opponents to Israel in media so that he can have a hegemony for a propaganda tool, right? So I just don't believe the media thing as much as I see like the Israeli lobby actually lobbying politicians like Bernie Sanders to support Israel.
Well, it's more just who physically owns the media companies, and then it's also how they've portrayed Islamic groups versus Israelis, and how
white
much
people
actually
own media companies more than Jews.
Well, the big six, right?
Like there's fractured ownership within those domains. It's not always just one single owner, so it gets complicated depending on how nuanced you want to be with it.
Yeah. I mean, Murdoch is just a Zionist, right? So the whole Fox, the whole News Corp thing, you have Jeff Zucker, right? You have Sherry Redstone, right? Who took over from her dad, right? I mean, these are all Jays, right?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, Sumner Redstone, right? So so they have a significant influence, and all these guys do fund and and give money to Israel, right?
But as you may have noticed, like a lot of these media companies are also beholden to like the people who put money into that, right? So often be like rich shareholders and stuff like that, because they are private companies, and what that often means is that
like Kuhn and Loeb. Right, like the Kuhn and Loeb group, like they run that they have a lot of
a lot of. Right? It seems like a disproportionate amount of information on which groups are Jewish, but not the actual demographics.
No, I'm just pointing out which ones are, and they are powerful groups.
Well, this is how talking points. This is how talking points and mindlessly consumed propaganda works, right? You don't actually criticize yourself for kind of being overly obsessed with one thing, almost like it's a distraction from the Israeli lobby and how they actually threaten your vote.
I've read Walton Mearsheimer and their study on the Israeli lobby, so I have significant information on that too. I'm just pointing out other facts. Doesn't mean I'm propagandized. I think you're propagandized to think that that there's not a significant amount of influence in the banking institutions and the media, right? This is what you've claimed, right? But the facts say otherwise.
Again, they're more influenced through politics and access in the ways that rich people
I'm not saying where they're more influential. I'm just saying they have influence in a certain area, right? So I'm not doubting.
And what you
actually, Melanie,
sorry, I just want to respond. And the agenda that you actually will see, by the way, is something called the Hasbara Handbook. That is a very fleshed out and detailed operations manual for communications and psychological operations that is directly released by a Zionist party that I'm pretty sure is also part of the IDF or something. They have complicated military structure.
I've talked about it. Yes.
But that is grounded, right? What you're doing is you're kind of gesturing at people who exist in positions of power and getting mad without actually knowing that the demographics are way more skewed towards white people than Jewish people.
I'm not getting mad at all. I'm just saying that they have significant amount of influence. I didn't say that the demographics were stronger than white people. You inserted that into the conversation.
It's not even a significant amount of influence.
Yeah, but you're just inserting a point in that I never even talked about. You're comparing Jewish influence to white people, and I never made a claim about that at all.
Well, white people would just have more. White Christian nationalists would have more influence on the media than Jewish people.
Right. So what? Like, what does that have to do with the Jewish influence?
Well, that would probably overpower them, right? Because usually that would start to
no, it doesn't, because they're discounting Christian Zionists. I mean, come on now. Do you not understand the link?
But they're not all Christian Zionists. In fact, it's kind of rare.
They are a huge crossover between the two groups.
There's a difference between support for Israel because you want America to eventually supersede the Jews there and have the Holy Land for Christians.
Are you saying that white Christian interests go against Jewish interests all the time?
Ultimately, in the end game, yeah.
No, they don't. That's a false statement because of the Christian Zionism. Right? That's a false statement.
But Christian Zionism is a minority compared to Christian nationalists.
Citation needed.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, it's very clear. So again, support for Israel isn't always just because they're a Zionist, right? Sometimes it's because they believe that they'll achieve their end goal of having the Holy Land when God does his rapture.
No, I'm as a neoliberal.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. As a neoliberal, my end goal is to make sure Romans get to Israel. That's my end goal.
Yeah, that's not always true.
And Iran.
Yeah, that's not always true, Melanie. Sometimes you should look into millennialism and some of their doctrines. Mostly all of the Christian Zionists claim that Jews are God's chosen people, and hence they deserve to, have a holy land, and they believe that that's a holy land. They also believe that it's Jewish land, right? So
most Christian nationalists are amillennialists.
Right, but you've not demonstrated how they're the dominating group, right?
In America, first of all, right. Christian is the dominant religion, and nationalism is the dominant position on the right.
Right, and
Christians are often right wingers in America.
Christian Zionism has a huge influence in American politics.
And you keep saying that, but I'm telling you that the demographics are skewed away from them because they're a minority group in the media.
Yeah, Jack, talk on our Christian globalist standpoint.
I think again, you have to understand that first of all, America's foreign policy is way more influenced by Zionist lobby groups and Israeli lobby groups than it is by media. Secondly, the reason that you think you see people in media kind of parroting Israel is more funding by proxy, but some direct funding. Ben Shapiro is a great example. Trips to Israel, all that stuff.
Where's the anti-Ben Shapiro? What platform are they on? Where are the people that are criticizing the Jews? What platforms are they on?
Hassan?
You're not allowed to criticize the Jews on any of the major platforms.
Hassan can.
Laughable what you're saying.
Hassan.
Oh, no,
okay. You don't mean social
Zionism.
Piers Morgan has platformed people who has, so for what it's worth.
No, you're just not allowed to have free speech. Why is Adam Green and Nick Fuentes not allowed on the big media?
I guarantee you, if you brought up a Piers Morgan video where he has a debate between a supporter of Palestine and someone who supports Israel, you'll hear someone criticize Israel. I don't know what you're talking about. And he's a major platform.
The guy who is literally paid for by News Corp. You're talking about? That's interesting. That's an interesting example.
Yeah, most people who are employed are paid for.
Yeah, he's employed by the Zionists. All right.
Yes, I support paid speech.
Okay, why are
over
the
free
Zionists
speech.
hosting pro-Palestinian, anti-Israel rhetoric then, if what you're saying is true?
Because war is entertaining.
Right.
Right, but that
They're
goes
doing it for
against
entertainment.
what you're saying is that nobody criticizes Israel on the mainstream media.
Ooh, that's a good point.
On the whole, they don't have criticisms of them. You know,
Again,
on the whole.
I would agree with you that it's kind of like
Yeah,
an unspoken rule.
do you watch the same media that I watch? Like,
Wait,
like
just
this is
let
an
me-
insane statement. Here, hold on a second. Do you not know that there's a disproportionate
You're just
amount of
shouting
news
over
coverages?
me right now when I was about to just partially agree with
All
you.
right,
Calm
go
the
ahead.
fuck
All right,
down.
go ahead again. Go ahead again. I mean, you've been
I-
talking mostly this whole time, but all right.
No, you've both been taking turns pretty well.
I mean,
I'd agree.
All
I'd
right.
agree, by the way, that there is an unspoken rule. But I wouldn't say that, like, I don't think Israel can immediately clamp down on anybody who breaks that. They can influence things mostly by proxy, right? So
Now,
yeah,
can I
there are influential people. There are more influential white Christian nationalists who are definitely not seeing Israel as part of their end game, aside from being able to crush it because it's a fraction of the size of America and dependent on it. Oh yeah, I'm done. You don't need to wait for a super long pause.
Yeah, there's big six media companies, right? You know, I know at least 4 out of the 6 are owned by Jays, right? They have a significant influence on both political parties, right? Sheldon Adelson and Haim Saban, right? They have a significant, influence
On
on the
both at the
corporate interests, like the
both at the
BlackRock
same
companies,
time?
right?
Wait.
Also, Trump.
Okay.
Right. He's had lots of Zionist actors. Notice how you can't let me finish, right? But yeah, he's
Oh
had
no, I'll
lots
start
of
writing
Zionist-
it down. I just thought you might want me to interrupt you if you're losing me on something.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead. You can go.
Are you saying that like Sheldon Adelson and the other Jewish person you met have significant influence on both political parties at the same time?
Yeah, they do.
Well, I find that hard to believe because usually, like, let's say I'm a head of a media
No, I'm
corporation,
talking
right?
I'm talking about Sheldon Adelson and the Republican Party. I'm talking about Haim Saban and the Democrat Party. I'm not talking about they fund both parties. No, I didn't
No,
say that.
when I at the same time I meant by like a singular person. Okay, so that makes a bit more sense, but then that means that
Right. So
they have other interests that are fundamentally opposed. So while
what are
they
their other interests
homogenize,
other than the
just let me finish.
AJWC, the American World Jewish Congress, right, and how much control it has.
So
Are
would
you not
say-
aware of how much control it has over
do you
American
have
politics?
do you have solid evidence that these people are specifically acting on behalf of the Israeli government or military?
Right there. It says he served as a soldier in the Israeli Defense Forces.
Right, but
Right,
once you leave the IDF, you're no longer under their command.
So you believe that Haim Saban is not connected to Zionist interests? This is your claim?
Unless you have evidence of otherwise.
But you're ready, but you're willing to make that claim here.
What
Even
claim?
though he funds Zionist interests worldwide.
No,
This is
I'm
your
just
claim
being
that you're making.
skeptical of your claim that he is working for the military still.
No, he funds Zionist interests
So
worldwide.
I'd be willing to say something like his experiences in the military have influenced him such that
Well,
he's
what about
highly
funding-
sympathetic.
Well, what about
towards
funding
Israel and has
Zionists?
been brainwashed.
Well, what about funding pro-Zionist? What about all that type of stuff, right? Funding
See,
the
you
genocide.
cut me off
and all-
before I got to the juicy bit, and I think if you heard me out more, you'd understand that we're really more on the same page. I'm just being a bit more.
Go ahead and
nuanced about
talk.
things.
Go ahead and talk. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, so I'd agree
you're
with you
not-
that like if you said something like his experiences in the military probably make him highly sympathetic towards Israel, and that's biased, but he's also probably brainwashed by the doctrine of the military, then I'd probably agree with you. But you're taking it to a whole
Here's
level.
another
you're
fact. It says there,
assuming a
his
default.
citizenship, he lives in Israel.
You're taking it to a whole new level where you're assuming a default where he's going
No,
to
it's
support.
it's stupefying that you claim that a person who worked in the IDF, funds Zionist causes, and also lives in Israel that there's no way to prove that they support Israel. I think you're being a little obtuse, but all right.
I'm not saying that they don't support Israel. I'm not. What I'm saying is that
I mean that is a
you're-
ridiculous claim.
you're
That's a
assuming
ridiculous claim.
degree of radical Zionism. I don't think Sheldon Adelson actually.
No, I didn't say radical Zionism. You
that's
injected
what
that
it
in
would
there.
take.
You injected that in there. I just said Zionism.
But
Right.
but there are plenty of Jewish people who criticize Israel. So them being Jewish alone isn't enough to tell us if they
I
actually
didn't
support Israel.
say anything about Jews. I said Zionism.
Yes, you did. You said Jays multiple times owning things in media. So just Maybe keep track of your
Yeah,
rhetoric. And
yeah,
become
they do own.
self-aware.
Yeah, I correctly pointed out what points in media
Stop
they
being
use, but I'm
disingenuous.
talking about the Zionist interest right now. So you're conflating two statements.
You're the one who's conflating them being Jewish
No, I'm
with
not.
them
No, I'm not.
supporting Israel by default.
No, I'm not. That was a previous statement I made because
You're-
you were
you
talking about
clearly
the
walked
Jewish
back your
influence. No,
claims.
no. You were talking about the Jewish influence in media. Now we're talking about Zionist influence in politics. These are two different things. You're
If you
conflating
can't,
them.
Oh,
if
hold
you
it, hold
basic,
it. Pause. So, what's the difference between the politics and the media? Let's get that clear.
Right. I mean, to me, there's not a significant difference, and she's
Oh my
making a
God.
huge deal of this.
so the media is the fourth estate, right? And the first, second, and third estates are the government. Or
So they're connected.
no,
You just said it.
no, the fourth estate is inherently separate from the government. It needs to be to have
So
unbiased
claims
journalism.
you. So claims you.
The government is public and media is sometimes public, but is often private in America. So that definitely makes them different in how they operate and what their motivations are, for example. That doesn't mean, though, that things like lobbying hasn't heavily influenced government in ways that we can actually keep track of directly and we have receipts for, unlike gesturing towards Jewish people existing in media, even though you don't actually know what their views in Israel are.
No, you were saying that there's no Jewish influence. So I'm
saying
not
it's
talking about
heavily
their view- I'm not
outweighed.
talking about
That's
their.
not what
I
I
wasn't
said.
talking about their.
That's
I
not
wasn't
what I
talking about
said.
their views in Israel. I wasn't
You
talking
can
about their
only
views in
misquote
Israel.
me.
You
can
were
only
saying.
misquote me.
You were saying
You can't
that there
admit
was
when
a.
you
See, look,
backtrack.
I
You
think
can
you're
only
getting triggered.
misquote me. You can only misquote me. You can't admit when you backtrack. You've been a disingenuous debater this entire time.
No, you backtracked. You
So
were
I
talking
never-
about Jewish
here, let me
influence in
explain-
media.
let me
You were
explain
talking about
those two
Jewish influence in
things.
media, and now you're talking about something different.
Let me substantiate those two things. You keep saying that I see that there's no Jewish
anybody can
influence.
rewind the
No,
tape
hold
and see.
let me see, like,
They're two different subjects.
Take turns. Take turns, please. Melanie first.
Yeah,
You
I
keep
think
Melanie
first. Take turns.
His name's Melanie. No, it's
first
fine.
of all,
His name is
no,
Melanie.
first of
It's
all,
fine.
this isn't a debate. First of all, this isn't a debate. It's an argument. And the second of all,
yes, it is. But it's on my
you
channel.
you claiming that you're debating people and they're being
Sore loser
disingenuous
syndrome.
when you switch the claims that they're making. I mean,
Dude,
it's
you
just
have
fascinating.
massive sore loser syndrome.
Okay, so
Right, but you switch the claims that people are making so you could win a fake
I
debate
did
that you're
not.
having.
So
Yeah, you did.
Not.
I
Yeah, you
request
did. That's
take
exactly what you did.
turns.
You just can't
You
admit
can
that you
rewind the tape.
backtracked.
I
Yeah, you can
requested-
rewind the tape.
Yes.
You're a sore loser.
do
You're
it.
bad at.
So I requested you take turns, and I said Melanie first. The machine lies. You went ahead and talked.
You haven't been able to prove a single point, Melanie.
Yeah,
I mean, it's amazing.
and I want you to take turns. Melanie first. Go.
So first of all, okay, now I've got 3 points. First of all, anyone who says that I haven't made any points this entire debate is clearly just saying that because they're a sore loser and isn't worth debating. Secondly, when I said that, when you said that I said that there's no Jewish influence media, that was straight up false. I said that there is some, but first of all, not all of it's Zionist. Secondly, it's heavily outweighed by white Christian nationalism. And I think you pretty much lost your grip on the debate from that point on. And thirdly, you won't admit when you backtrack, like when you said that it all has to do with how many J's are in the media. That's literally a quote from you. And then when I press you on that to be like, well, how do you know that they actually support Israel? Because there are plenty of Jewish people who don't. You backtrack and then accuse me of trying to do something with you because you can't keep track of the conversation. My only argument for you at this point is to do better.
Okay. Now, am I allowed to respond, Hank? Or
Absolutely.
yeah. So Melanie here claimed that there's no connection between Christians and Jews, right? She then influenced that the Christian influence in politics works counter to the Jews. She then claimed that somebody who lives in Israel, supports Zionist policies, and work for the IDF may not have Zionist goals or views, and that doesn't prove anything, right? I believe she's totally disingenuous. I mean, anybody who's watching, she first made a claim that Jews don't have a significant influence in the media, but they do in politics because of the AIPAC, right? She then changed it to talking about, if they were Zionist or not, right? So this was a major thing. And then when I pointed out the Zionist influence in the politics, right, which she admitted to, right? She then claimed that these people are not even Zionists. I mean, it's fucking amazing.
All right. Well, you both got your piece.
Hank, you want to do an analysis?
Nope. We're gonna go back to what I was doing. Let's go back to my tab. Yeah, you can just can function.
Yeah, I appreciate the conversation. I'd love to have more. Call into my show anytime, Melanie. Blessings.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this could be it. So there's a primer for you guys later, but I'm trying to get back to Jack.
met the pastor at the church that's just next door to me. So when I return, I'm out of town right now, but when I return home next Sunday, I intend to visit a new church, and hopefully I'll start establishing a community again.
Okay. Do you mind if I ask what kind of church is it?
I can't remember.
That's okay.
I think it's a Baptist something.
Okay.
Carmel Baptist. I don't.
Yeah, this is absurd. How do you know? How do you not know what kind of church you're going to? It doesn't make any sense at all. It
That
says
means
so.
that means he's not going to one.
Correct.
Yeah.
He's because it's right. It says so right on the front when you go in. It says that church. This.
Exactly. I mean, I remember a long time ago he said Tony Robbins was his biggest influence. So, and Tony Robbins is literally the guy that led the generation of motivational scammers. Like literally, like he's the godfather, Tony Robbins. So he finds him just look at his seminars. Like there's literally people going goo goo gaga for his seminars, $5,000 a pop. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible, man.
Yeah. So his pastor is Tony Robbins, and he has a professor name that wrote what called A Course in Miracles. What's her name? Who wrote that? Helen Suchman, Sucherman. Yeah. So he has Helen as a priest. He has Tony Robbins as a priest. He's in the Church of Motivational Speaking.
So I think that, it is possible to be spiritual without needing a church, for one thing. Although I have a question for Jack, and I know he's not here, but if he sees this and wants to reach out with an answer, I'd be more than happy to see how he responds. And I mean more than happy, because I always enjoy
watching. Jack is watching. Hopefully he's studying for this debate. He needs to do so. Continue.
Oh God, this is not going to help then. I woke up to a non-sexual orgasm, and I've just been dreaming about Jesus, and I just want Jack to tell me, is it possible that Jesus gave me that non-sexual orgasm? Because it felt like a big deal. Like huge.
So you say this isn't going to help. I think he should take note. He really should take note of that, because this is
circle it several times, underline it.
Yes, because this is right. This is a wedge issue. If he's going on vibes should take Jack's vibes over Melanie's vibes, because I don't think Melanie may have a different conclusion, even though she had the same experience. So how do you pick on the vibes? I guess you could pick for the conclusion. Well, Jack's gonna end our wars, and Melanie's gonna end all, I guess, sexism, and but it's different conclusions. But the thing is,
I don't think that has anything to do with what I said. Though.
I care about the mechanism. I want to know how we get from A to B, and if your answer is trust God, He'll figure it out. I just say, no, He won't.
I could be on the verge. I could be on the verge of becoming Christian. Like if Jesus is literally touching me, I want to know.
Yeah, this would be a great time to to cue the clip of Jack doing the the massage thing, right? How he does the whole like I was like, the massage is great, right?
Unfortunately, I didn't complete my soundboard yet. I just figured out how to do thumbnails properly. With my preferred application for post.
I have a feeling he'll just say "Holy cows, man!" That's what he would say.
Yeah, because Melanie, he's got this funny thing about how he unleashes tension in his body, right, by giving himself massage, right? And he talks about how this is one of the things that
is it not just to do Kegels?
I don't know what Kegel is. What is that?
It's like exercises kind of
for the groin.
I know what you mean, like those swinging, like those stones you swing around or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go that far with it. I just practice with like flexing it.
It's like you flex the pelvic muscles, whether it's whether you're dropping a deuce, kind of flexing, or like you're pushing in and out. It's mostly
you don't want to do it with your butt muscles. You want to do it kind of with your forward pelvic muscles. But yeah.
Yeah, it's mostly what women do after like pregnancy and stuff. To they use that physical therapy or
Keep it
like
nice and tight.
or if women are just super tight and they want to just
Help
loosen
that,
it.
Yeah, because let me tell you, I've only had experience with the butt. I don't even have the surgery, right? But if you cannot mentally relax, you're fucked.
Yeah,
So
I keep that.
That's a
dingling.
huge deal.
Keep that dingling where it is.
Don't tell me what to. No, I'm just gonna do it just to spite you.
Well, I could use another one. I could use a spare. So send that
Holy
spare to me.
shit!
Oh Jesus Christ!
Holy
No,
cow!
Jesus, help me right now. I need to be saved by Jesus.
We don't have Jesus, but we have Joe and Jack. One of them could probably do something.
Jesus, come touch me again, please. That way I don't have to think about what Hank just said.
I don't
Actually,
remember
no,
the name
don't.
of it.
It's a weird progression of events. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay. Well, listen, man. I tell you what, that is fantastic, and I would, as your, how long have you been a Christian, Jack?
My whole life, but not a very good one.
In the sense where you've been, as you described it, yeah, like just fully committed to the Lord, and
Sorry, one sec.
when you said you're a new believer, like how long has that been?
In 2018.
Okay.
2018 was the year of transformation for me.
Okay. Well, I got to tell you, man, I'm really happy to talk with you. I'm so glad that you introduced yourself, and if you'd like, I mean, on our website we've got all kinds of resources to help you study the Bible, and there's one that I think you might really enjoy. Well, there's actually two. There's the one's called the Think Method of Biblical Study, and I'll put it up in a banner here. The Think Method of Biblical.
These guys are a lot
Study.
better because
All
they
right, so-
actually
so,
reference the Bible.
That's
I've been trying to go in on this show because you could actually talk about the Bible instead of the fake ass Jim Bob script where they talk about presuppositions and that garbage, and they do that garbage tactic. So yeah, I mean, which won't even work against a Protestant or a Muslim, or they exclusively debate atheists and with that weird tactic. But
Yeah. I mean, I went up against Jim Bob. It's presuppositional apologetics doesn't work. I'm surprised that it works against atheists because they don't do enough prep. They listen to the American Atheist and the Atheist Code of Austin, and that's why they fell for presuppositional apologetics. There's workarounds now that Breakfast Tacos and Steve McRae talks about, but generally atheists are vulnerable to it. I'm not, because I can accept his presuppositions and still get to my conclusion just fine. So this doesn't work on me.
yeah, it's like three types of debate, right? You could do history, philosophy, or theology, right? So there's lots of ways that you could tackle situations. So trying to, the way they pigeonhole the topic is really.
Wasn't there like some historian that talked about how Jesus was getting high on snake venom and all that? Do you guys know about that guy?
It's probably mushrooms. Let's be real.
He was saying basically the reason why the Romans were after Jesus was because he was so high on snake venom that literally he was doing some crazy things with like kids and stuff. So it was
That sounds like that sounds like Shiva. Like Shiva was like he like took some snake venom. So maybe they combined like a bunch of stories. It seemed like.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but then he talked about basically like how the Roman Emperor Augustus, in order to cope with life back then, they were basically high off that stuff and opium.
Is this Amon Hillman?
Yeah,
that
guy.
Talking about, yeah, this guy's that shit insane. Yeah, he just makes.
Yeah, I figured.
He's a crank. Yes, we can't. We have no one agrees with him.
Yeah, he's been proven wrong by experts of Greek. Like they've actually
I
broke down what he
figured.
says and like debunked his claims. Yeah.
I figured because the stories that he was giving out was just absolute. I mean, it was insanity. I was
Yeah,
like,
he's a
holy
fraud. Yeah, he has like some sort of weird cult or whatever. He falsified information about like I don't know. I think he was like a janitor at like a Catholic school or whatever, and then he like changed it to like he was like a professor there or some shit.
Praise
Like,
God.
I
I
figured,
don't know.
man.
I don't know. It's like some weird. Like I think the guy's a fraud, but yeah, I don't
Yes.
know, man. I don't know too much about him, honestly. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
definitive.
And if he claims that he can hide off of snake venom, go ahead and dog food. Show us how to get high off of snake venom. Be my guest.
As a
that's-
Satanist, I kind of want to see more Christians do snake venom to get in touch with God.
Yeah, they drink strychnine. You know, you ever seen that? Like, there's pastors that drink strychnine to show that they have faith, and it'll work. Right? They've actually had it work. So, right,
Quote
it's like
unquote.
I don't
There's
know,
never
it's
been
placebo.
snake oil salesmen out there.
Yeah, Dr. Bruce Lipton was talking about that.
Something worked all right.
I mean, it's the mind. You know, it's a powerful thing. You know, whatever. You know, it could be said. You know?
Or just like the actual rates of death of a deadly poison isn't always 100%.
Right. Exactly. Right.
LD50,
But I mean,
LD250.
yeah, and then combine that with placebo and all this stuff. Right? So.
Sure. I think when it comes to things that are truly lethal, you're not going to think your way out of it. It's that simple. If it's something where like, you know, it can make you unconscious, and then from that unconscious state, if like, let's say you're already like super depressed and suicidal, you can just let yourself go like in a way that you can't while you're conscious. I could see that, but I don't know of any specific substance that allows someone to do that.
And we tried Cheetos.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. She kind of looks like the Cheeto thing, and so yeah.
Oh no, the tiger he's yellow and orange and has like the leopard spot. So
Oh really? Yeah. I guess I haven't looked at it for a while. But yeah.
although I do, okay, my hotkeys aren't working, but I do have sunglasses Furby. But again, this bandana kind of, well, I think he wears a bandana in some of the promos. It's actually supposed to be a mushroom cap, though. Most people think it's the bandana, though.
Getting high off DMT.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. It does. Yeah. I see the mushroom. Yeah. Cool.
I live in a place where we find Amanitas sometimes. It's very cool.
Oh,
do that like Amanita bandana. Sorry.
hell, Canada. Okay, so Joe's gonna send Jack the basic Christian kit, and I think let's see how Jack reacts to this.
Free download you can get on our website, and what it does is it walks you through how to study a passage of scripture. You know, man, scripture's our food. That's our spiritual food, so we need to be fed that, and that'll help. And then the other one, I'm going to suggest this to you, and I mean it. I think I dare say I think it'd be beneficial, but it might sound a little crazy that I'm recommending it.
Before he gets into this, can I counter
it's
that Bible study with one that's actually done by atheists?
More than one. There's a bunch of Bible studies done by atheists. Like Ron's Bible study, Scott Fisher's Bible study. Was it?
Sure. One of the old. Yeah, Bible Reloaded. Perfect. I was going to say that because that's like the old school, like atheists do a Bible study type thing. Oh man, I'm so glad that I got to meet Hannah Reloaded actually, because she was really cool. We were debate partners on like my second ever debate, so that was super fun. But yeah, like that shit was, you know, when you're just like I'm like spiritual, but you know, God may exist or whatever. Like that's the thing you need to watch when you're just kind of like in the woohoo state, but you need something to like ground you and be like, okay, maybe I don't want God to exist. He's kind of fucked up.
Yes, you can play peekaboo. That's fine with me. You be a peekaboo atheist in the massive multiplayer game of peekaboo. As much as you acknowledge that's the game you're playing.
No, I think the whole Swiss cheese argument is very strong, actually, even though I'm a biologist and chemist. I couldn't explain to you how people who have gone through school for like chemistry or biology and gotten like a master's degree or PhD is still like, yeah, no, the Earth was created.
Yeah, I'll put some
Gigo.
information in the back for you, Melanie, by Bill Cooper, the famous conspiracy theorist. Right. Listen to it with an open mind if you want. I mean, but yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I only listen to things with critical thinking skills. Which actually,
I'll just put the
would
link
mean
there. You can click on it if you want, but yeah, if you don't want the information, it's no worries, my friend. You have a good day.
Have you ever heard the line, "For an open mind to open spills its contents on the ground"?
Yeah, that's what Jack's hoping.
Have you heard this one? Listen to everything, believe in nothing until you can prove it for yourself.
Yes.
Well,
that's from Bill Cooper.
Okay, but that means that I also have to like critically think that. And one of the things is like you can't always prove things people say, right?
Well, there's things that are true that's not provable. That's what Goodell said.
Yeah. So it's better to actually like think about like
I don't summarily dismiss things before I figure out what they are.
What is this person's like overall messaging? What are his motivations? Does he seem to be biased in any way? Like I can admit I'm biased.
How do you find that out? What source do you use to find that out? Is that source biased?
Oh, for one thing, like if you understand that most people have at least some bias, then learning to spot that bias becomes a skill in media literacy.
So what are the skills you use?
Seeing if their rhetoric is slanted towards one side of an issue or another.
Right. So how do you know that about Bill Cooper?
I don't. I'm saying I would have to watch him to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Right? You'd have to watch it. Right. Exactly. Right.
But I think that an open mind is like having an open mind is meaningless. It's more about having critical thinking skills such that you can determine the truth value of statements.
Yeah, you are such a person that has critical thinking skills. So I'd like you to like watch this video and see like what you come up with. Like if there's anything, like poke holes in it. I mean, right, or whatever.
Okay, just yeah.
I'm more of an Alex Jones kind of guy.
Jesus Christ. Old school Alex Jones or new school?
Old school.
That's a bit better, at least. Prior Sandy Hook, I'm guessing.
Yes, and okay. New school Alex Jones is closer to neocortex than anything. They did a parody. There's actually a parody on YouTube.
Yeah, I think he got like, it was the sort of thing where it's like, oh, I say this extreme thing, then I get more views. So I'm going to do more of the extreme thing, less of like being level-headed.
Yeah, and Brownsway needs to look into Alex Jones. Like he's owned by the Onion.
Well, that's the thing is that that Bill Cooper actually was one of the first people to expose Alex Jones for doing that.
So this is funny. So Alex Jones went in debt because of all the lawsuits from like Sandy Hook and stuff like that, and like from I think his ex-wife, but I might be mistaken, so don't quote me on that. But and so he had to basically auction off InfoWars, and the Onion won the auction for InfoWars. It's so funny. I don't even think I don't know what they've done with it. I haven't heard anything about what they've done with it. So I'm pretty sure they're just like sitting on it for like to make the joke like last as long as possible.
But the thing is, they originally shut the operation down. Then something happened. Now he's still broadcasting somehow. I don't get it. So Brownsboy, look into that. I do want to know how does Onion still own Alex Jones, or is it?
Yeah, you'd probably just want to reach out to the Onion and see if they'll respond for comment.
Yeah, have you ever heard of Michael Aquino, who wrote a book called Mind Wars, and also a paper by Paul Vallely called Psyops.
Oh, I can honestly, maybe they're good, maybe they're not, but I can recommend something that for me told me things that I actually didn't know. And that's what I've read books like this before that are just kind of like, not that great. Why won't it show me my actual freaking library properly? What is wrong with this stupid software? Okay.
Yeah.
It's called Psychopolitics.
Yeah. The paper I'm referring to is not a book.
Right. I'm not done saying what I'm saying. I'm still not done saying what the book is. So you're literally cutting me off trying to tell you what the book is, which is really fucking annoying.
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, cool. That explains why I don't like debating you.
I don't care what you think of me.
So again, the book is called Psychopolitics by Byung-Chul Han and Eric Butler. And again, this will actually tell you things and explain things to you that you're like, huh, I wonder why I keep seeing this. And it kind of makes sense, but it's also like, why do they care so much about this thing? It like everything from the military to the government to just like the way we organize society fits together under this framework. And that's all I can say about it. But hey, I just offer gifts and people can reject them or take them. I don't really care.
Yep.
Oh, I wonder if deleting.
That's not how
premium.
you spell salary.
I
Hank.
just noticed. I bet delete premium too. Nope, it's not premium. Good.
Oh, that's fun when it does that.
No, it's pissing me off.
Another Elon Musk engineering feat. You can't copy paste tweets properly anymore.
Right. I mean, he's not running the entire Twitter. Like,
oh, now he's not. Oh, is that the same for SpaceX? So we can't get all the credit for SpaceX?
I mean, did I ever claim that Elon Musk was running the Twitter? As you just now, was so surprised at my statement? I don't know.
Well, no, I just always hear one thing or the other from Musk fans when it's convenient to them. When they want to.
I'm not a Musk fan. Are you a retard? I'm not a Musk fan. Do you just make up my beliefs that I have? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're getting kind of thin skin. The machine lies.
No, it's just like what? Like
I never said you in this statement. I just asked you a question that you could have answered for them, or you could have just pointed out, yeah, they're really stupid. I don't care. I didn't think you were. There's kind of like I pitched you a ball and you could have swung and hit it, but instead you decided to play catcher.
Okay. Like in your mind, you're playing fantasy baseball, like nice.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll give you that.
Right? It's like it's softball league in her mind.
Well, Jack can't take a baseball. Let's get back to Jack.
A catechism that I wrote for my own kids when they were very young to teach them the basics of the faith. Now, it's written with a child in mind, but it's supposed to be an adult teaching a child. Okay. And I have recommended it to new believers before simply because it goes over the basics of the faith in a very simple way. But underneath each of the questions and answers, there's a bunch of Bible verses. So you can do, as an adult, you can do deeper study on your own, straight from the source. You can look up all the doctrines, for yourself in Scripture. And I put that in to really help people, do their own research, study God's word for themselves. And I'll drop a link if you'd like. And so it's a shameless plug, but I think that it might be beneficial for you.
It's greatly appreciated. I heard you discussing the Think Institute and what you've got set up. It sounds amazing. I plan to check that out. Definitely. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, my pleasure, man. And you can also get in touch through our website as well.
Damn, that's it.
If you have any questions.
Is that the whole conversation? So there was nothing about wars or Christian nationalism.
There's more. Where's it? Nope, not.
Damn.
No, that's it.
Or if I can.
So
the ball there.
Yeah. So here's the thing. When Jack introduced himself, Joe assumed Jack didn't know the basics because that's how he's presenting himself, and that's my impression of Jack too when it comes to many things he's talking about. Other than his personal peace thing, he seems like a beginner. He doesn't understand what's going on. That's my impression.
Right.
But he claims that if he goes to Donald Trump with that same impression, he'll get what he wants somehow. I don't understand the mechanism. I mean, if it doesn't work on me and doesn't work on Joe, why will it work on Trump?
Hey, Hank, do you have something in mind for what to watch after this?
Yes, we're gonna go back to the video we came from.
Oh, yeah, I got a cool recommendation too.
Hey, no, don't you dare step in front of me in line. I was just queuing myself up. I have a recommendation.
I don't give a fuck what you recommend.
Yes, you do.
I've been talking to Hank longer.
The more you say that you don't give a fuck, the more you give a fuck.
You're
Okay.
super fine.
So my
No,
show.
I actually give zero fucks.
Yeah.
Like, zero.
So this time I want the machine lights to tell me first. Then
Oh, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'll humbly offer my place to Melanie. How about that?
Oh no, I reject it. Give me yours first. Machine lights.
Well. I know you want me to go first, so it is what it is.
Yeah, sure. And I appreciate that, Hank. You kind of at one point, I think I saw you side with me more than Machine
Oh
Lies.
yeah, he always
So
does that, Hank.
You're trying
like
to be
Hank
balanced,
objective-
and I
Hank's
try to
very
appreciate
balanced.
that.
Yeah. Hank never takes my side. He's not a simp for the machine lives. Like he'll attack me any day. Right?
Hank, I'm just going to tell you something to your face, though, right? Like, if I ever criticize you, don't take it personally. I'm trying to tell you how I think you can do better.
I take everything personally. I took the Keystone Cop crew by force.
you host panels, and I appreciate that. But I do think that with that comes a certain amount of responsibility that most panel hosts in this space do not live up to in this day and age. It's really sad. So
I don't know. Maybe you have too high standards.
It is debate, so you kind of want to have standards for debate.
How many debates have you produced?
Produced?
Yeah. But how many have you moderated and produced and stuff?
Wait, okay, we don't have producers around here, really, right? We have maybe.
That's what I mean.
No, that's me
it's tougher
actually.
to produce it than you think, right?
That's you're looking
Okay.
at. I'm the producer.
Have you gone to school for production at all or anything? Have you done theater? Have you sophomore?
Software. I went to school.
That's not the same as media production. Have you done theater?
I know. It's not the same at all.
Have you done theater?
Nope.
Have you ever worked with a producer?
Yes.
On what?
Not professionally.
Okay, but on what?
I've been in a Landry show, so he's a producer.
That's definitely not the same as working with a producer in a show that you're in, like I have. So we don't do production around here. You can say maybe you as a moderator does direction, but these are kind of becoming, non-synonymous categories the more I try to make them work for
yes.
I'm just going to the more like you're saying, well, this space doesn't have that many good content and stuff, right? So you must be the space for the content and the debates then, right?
Oh, well, no, because
okay.
I would need to be able to host for a schedule, and I'm too ADHD to stream out at a schedule.
Right. So you're just critiquing others.
Yeah. So
as a seasoned debater who's dealt with hundreds of different hosts.
Who said you were a seasoned debater?
So are we.
I mean, you might. I don't need you to say that I'm a seasoned debater. That's for sure.
Right. You gave yourself that title, just to be clear, right?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure many people would agree.
Can you name one of them?
Ben Thorpe.
Andrew
Wilson.
Andrew Wilson. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the names. Yeah.
Denizen.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Denizen is a legit name. I'll give you that one. Denizen is a legit name. Denizen 100%.
I'm assuming he knows that I come from modern day debates because I'm pretty sure he's been around long enough to hear me talk about it.
You get 100% points for Denizen. For Denizen saying that you're a legit debater, you get 100% points for being a legit debater. But for saying Ben Thorpe and Andrew Wilson said it, you get 0. You get 0.
Okay.
How many times has Andrew Wilson said that you're anything worth your salt in debating?
Who?
You.
Who, me?
Yes.
Andrew Wilson has debated me.
Yes, he has.
And did he say that you're a good debater?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
I can show you the DM and stuff. Yeah, definitely.
Maybe he hands that out too often. That you're making me wonder.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't hand
I
out that often.
Wait, hold on. Have you debated Andrew Wilson?
Yes. Not
What's
formally.
His view on you? What's his view on you? Did he say you're a good debater?
Oh yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I never made up to Wilson. I took out his crony Jim Bob very easily though.
Yeah, because I've seen the other day Grumple Stillskin and all the Andrew Wilson followers, like they did not think you were a good debater. They didn't.
Oh, Grumple's like a sore loser, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but like Wilson fans hate me. I'm pretty positive they hate you. I'm pretty positive.
Oh, I'm not saying they
Wilson...
love. I'm not saying his fans love me. I'm saying he's at least an amenable enough person to admit that.
Yeah, they're neutral on me.
How long have you been doing this, Machine Lies? Like online?
Doing what?
Talking
on street calls? Debating. I've done like 2 debates. I'm not a debater, my friend.
Okay. So you wouldn't really know if my critique of the space is worth anything or not either. So
Yeah,
you're
or
critiquing a
no,
critic
I was just asking what
from
value
even less
you
of a
have
position
in
to
offering your
critique
critique,
from.
right? Because maybe you've produced something of comparable value, right, in order to offer your critique.
Right. So if you were a debater, then you would actually understand the merits of what I'm saying, because I'm actually talking about the ways that debaters have always said debate ought to be. And it's certainly not low effort or
No,
clout
no, but
chasing
what I'm
or just
saying
doing things
is
for
that
entertainment value.
you can't just call yourself a debater. It's a subjective title. Is what I'm trying to point out.
Oh yeah, yes you can, because I'm a nominalist. So yes you can. I'll allow it.
And
No,
plus-
no, like I'm saying, like what is it? Like, is that a profession? Is that like a hobby?
Yeah,
Like,
it's a type
what
of
exactly?
content.
It's a
It's a
hobby.
type of content.
It's a
It's a-
hobby. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, thank you, Hank. Yeah.
No, it's a type of content in this media space relative to things like news or
Content.
things that are purely entertainment value.
I don't think this is competing with news at all. But
You're right. It's a completely different field within the media landscape.
right, you know,
Like
And
what
I'm not
Piers,
trying to-
I wouldn't call what Piers Morgan
Yeah.
does news, but I would
Yeah,
call
and
what
I'm
he
not-
does debate.
yeah, I'm not mad at you. I'm actually, I actually appreciate you
Yeah,
very
I'm
much.
chilling.
Yeah, blessings.
I'm
yeah.
way too high to get mad.
Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah,
And I'm limited at both of you for no reason at all.
because I kind of question everybody.
That
like
makes
this.
that's fair.
Yeah, I kind of question, like, I'm always a questioner. I mean, it's just like what it is. You know?
You're just jacking off, just asking questions.
Exactly.
It's called being disagreeable. Let's just be real.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, you might know something about that.
Oh yeah, no, it's the core.
Are you like your whole
defining
personality was curated to this purpose?
It's the part of my personality that, admittedly, I do bring on here the
Right,
most.
exactly. No, I see
Because
that.
it may as
now.
well, in debate, it is a bit of a strength. So
Let's do
Yeah, I
a
get it, yeah.
simultaneous "that's you" for all of us. We're all disagreeable. 3,
Yeah, no you.
2, 1. That's you.
that's you. I was gonna do know you, but then I realized we had to sync up. But then of course, we're not gonna sync up because it's fucking StreamYard.
Yeah, and the internet, that makes things hard too.
You want to know how? If you ever want to do an experiment and how hard it is to sync up in StreamYard, try doing karaoke.
Yeah, so how we would have to do it is we have to use the same software, run a metronome, and we have to. So that's the only way we could sync up. We have to have a metronome on our ends.
No, because you still have endpoint latency that you would need to take care of.
No, you do not. You not pay attention to each other. We only sync.
No, I
the
get what
metronome.
you're saying, Hank. But even if we said things at literally the same time, all of the packets that our computer sends out would reach the servers at different times. So I might say it technically slightly before you, but I'll still get there later than you.
Okay, so we had to factor in another sync issue at the time at the server. I'll table it. There's an algorithm for this.
Like if I'm going through a VPN and you're not, then I'm definitely going to get there later than you do.
Yeah, I'll table it. I actually will have a solution for that eventually, using probably something with MIDI.
So you need something that you basically need your own CDN network to connect to.
Yeah, that's easy.
And everything that for streaming from there to here. If you want help with like coding the forward facing type software front end,
just say Nginx.
I've been looking in. I mean, when you use general libraries, you start to run into issues when you need specific software. Is all I'm going to point out. But it's sometimes easier to make your own libraries and even your own linkers and compilers for these types of things. But we'll get there when we cross that road if you want to work on it. But all I'm saying,
I have all kinds of compilers.
I've been looking into how to deal with hardware, capture stuff from the camera or other devices, stuff like what OBS does, and capture audio, sample it, and stuff like that with C++. So if you're interested, I can help you develop a front end.
Okay, I'm a back end guy. Just message me on Discord. It's Adolflamo.
Oh shit! Do you use Linux though?
Of course I use Linux. Fuck yeah, I use Linux. What do you mean fuck?
So I like Windows because I can buy a Windows 11 tablet right now, buy it, and just start coding on it and have my software work in like less than an hour.
An hour? An hour? Freaking! That take you 2 hours to make coffee? This is ridiculous.
I mean, this is something with its own window that I can run parallel to multiple apps without multi-threading, right? Or at least without multi-threading that I have to deal with. Whereas if you had to do that with Linux, you would have to at least put into your command line something about multi-threading.
You mean yes? There's just one flag. That's not. It's simple.
You don't have to manage multi-threading.
Hell no. It's the
Okay, well,
multi-processing. We had that for
that's not all Linux
20
versions,
for 30
though.
years. It's Fedora. It's mine. Fedora.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'll prove
Okay.
it to you. Let me show you. Give me a prompt.
Well, don't dox yourself. We don't tell us what. Don't show us your configurations and stuff.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna show you my configuration.
Bro's gonna post his environment variables.
No.
Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I'm
I know you're
that.
competent. I'd just be funny if you did.
I could probably do that too, but let me
No, you do not want to post your environment variables for everyone to see.
They're not gonna read it, but I'm gonna show you something else.
I guess like if you have like default environment variables and it's not any harm, but as soon as you start adding like your own libraries to it, it's like it becomes easy exploits for anyone who can get a remote connection.
Oh, that's the hard part. You're not getting it.
Yeah, everyone thinks that, but no one realizes there's no such thing as absolute security.
No, there's just destroying your own computer before they do.
Okay, I guess you have no data worth keeping.
Well, it's not kept just here, so you can take this computer over, but you can't. You're not gonna win.
What if they remote access those servers first?
Unplug it.
Oh, yeah, okay. But then you have to plug it back in at some point, and they might still have access.
Possibly.
I guess you could isolate it, but then you can't use it as a server until you wipe it.
I guess that doesn't.
You know, it's a whole thing. They could but while you're doing that, they could like get back to your desktop base machine, right? So
allegedly,
it's like I'm just saying, it's you could have a hell of a week because of someone gets remote access still because of that.
Yeah, well, they had to roll those dice to find out for sure, and I don't advise that. So
I would just use a honeypot personally, but fine, you do you. Go like maximalist with it.
But like I said, they had to roll the dice to find out for sure, and I don't suggest it. No. But yeah, an hour to set up a workable environment, that's ridiculous. You're being hard on yourself.
No, not the programming environment. That can be already set up by Visual Studio just automatically.
That's self-destructive behavior. The environment should be done 50.
No. An hour to get up a window that actually does something other than just opens a window and says hello world. Like I can just copy and paste that code because I've used it 100 times and I already know what it does. So I don't need to type it all out by hand like I'm some sort of dumbass student.
Yeah. It should take 15 minutes to get your environment, assuming you know what you want.
No, my environment is already set up, Hank. My compiler and linker and my debugger and programmer, Visual Studio, that you can buy Windows with that already set up.
That's even funnier. You're buying Windows? Not only are you using Windows, but you're buying it. That's hilarious.
Okay. Well, usually when their security patches are way faster too. So
you're funny. You need to take.
Wait. So how long after 0 day do Linux security patches come out?
Today.
On the 0 day.
Yep.
Can you show me like evidence of that? Because that's really hard to deploy. Like you're talking about something that's okay. If you think that they launch patches to exploits on 0 day by 0 day, then you'll have the W there. And you know what? I'm not surprised. You do seem to at least know some stuff about Linux, but
well,
I would
I do. I could be using Windows 2 for all you know.
You could, yeah. And from what I know, it's the logistics are would have to be insane to get that out same day.
Yep. But let's get back to Jack.
But wait, don't you have to run sudo apt update and sudo apt get? Because I have used Linux. Don't you have to run that to even get those patches? So like,
oh, I don't use apt anymore.
Oh, I guess you could just use other ones, container managers, right?
Yeah, I use a DNF.
Okay, and that can be automatic.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay. Maybe apt-get can get an apt update can be too, but I just or apt update and apt upgrade. My God.
Yeah, in fact, you can use a cron job, or you can use that system D timer.
Okay. See, I promise you I'm not a total Linux noob. I just, every time I start to use it, I'm like, I can just do this thing on Windows right now because I already know how to do it. And it's actually like Windows is way more transparent than they'll let on. Okay. It's certainly like its kernel is opaque, but like it's anything above the kernel operation wise, you can definitely see what's going on. And even some of the kernel operations, basically, like you can see what drivers are doing, right? And so
that kernel's been reverse engineered already.
Okay.
But
maybe?
bless your heart. Yeah, bless your
Has
heart.
it?
Yep.
Okay, I haven't heard about that, but maybe.
Yeah. But let's get back to Jack.
I joined that live stream yesterday and introduced myself, and I tell you what, I was pretty impressed, man. I admired the way the gentlemen communicated with each other. So the links are in the descriptions for that. I got a bunch of notes. You know what? It's another day. I will get through these topics. So disclosure, admission, confession. Well, it's a simple concept. Think about it for yourself. There you go. Okay. Just remember to go and think about those ideas for yourself. Disclosure, admission, and confession, and how that relates to a clear conscience or a guilty conscience, right? That power of truth that reveals our guilt, our shame. Once we admit our guilt, our shame, we can be free of it. Once we confess it, once we disclose that maybe we weren't as we presented ourselves, that's when you can really feel better about yourself, once you're honest. That's what it all comes down to. The way of Jesus is just perfectly honest. Praise God. Have faith in God. Walk with love. And pay attention. Pay attention to the truth that is shown to you in your life. I mean, because this is the once-in-a-lifetime chance for you to be you. No one else gets that chance to be you, like you. But how do you like being you? That's what you got to figure out for yourself. How do you like being you more if you're constantly walking around in anxiety or depression or just in a bad mood? I used to do that stuff, man. It's a misery. You don't want to live like that. I'm telling you. One of my inspirations today, there were so many. You really need nothing when you accept you have what you need. Think about that thought, please. When you have what you need nothing. So it's a state of being. It's a state of mind. I was recognizing my place here on earth in heaven. I'm in a state of heaven because I have no needs. I have no worries. I have no guilt. I have no shame. I have no anxiety. I'm just sitting here with perfection, man. And I'm like, dude, I'm pretty sure this is what God wanted us to do.
I'm pressing next to doubt. I'm pressing next to doubt.
Sitting here with perfection is, you know, most people, when you say like nobody's perfect, they're like, yeah, no shit. I think with Jack, like his brain might break if you actually told him, like, Jack, no, literally nobody can be perfect. It's fundamentally biologically impossible.
So you don't understand, but Jack, he does a lot of splitting. So he'll
Sure.
say, no, I'm not perfect, but he'll be pissed about it because he knows his heart. Well, he has Christ and he knows what to do. And if everyone just open their mind, follow Jack, we'll have real peace. But
Yeah.
they're bringing up resistance.
I might go record that what Truth or Cops talking about in the chat. Just like, do you still have membership, Hank? At the Powder Dusty?
Yes, I do.
All right, so let me try.
Oh wait,
to see.
in Powder Dusty's chat, what is he saying?
He's saying that Wilson's on there, so I might record that interaction because I've been doing hit pieces on.
Oh yeah, he is.
Flow State and Andrew Wilson. I've done like dozens of hit pieces on Wilson. He released a clip recently of the debate we did, and he conceded to like two of my points in that clip. So it was a bad clip to release, but like to prove that he won. But
man, I don't know. I just maybe like it's part of like my inattentive ADHD, but I just feel the need to like move on after like either you had a good debate or you didn't. But like it's not.
No, I think
like
no.
series.
I'm like you. No, I'm like you. Like I'm on the Christian nationalism tip, right? So I think like I want to like expose every layer of it, like the Jay Dyers and the Alex Jones and the entire philosophy.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you've got a meta narrative, I just mean like.
Oh yeah. There's a meta narrative attached to it. Yeah.
It's just if you've debated the person and now it's like you know,
no,
you're,
no. It's
you're
not
going in
like
for sloppy seconds, and it's like,
no. I don't want to debate again. But unless it's over the same topic, right? I will debate the same topic again, right? Because I think that's a useful thing.
oh,
Because I
I'm
don't
like the
think,
opposite. I'd rather debate somebody on multiple things than the same thing over and over.
yeah,
Unless
for
they're an
me,
expert, unless like they've
for me,
proven
it's
themselves
more.
to be not very knowledgeable about that thing.
Yeah, for me, it's more like I'm really concerned about how I perform in a particular topic, and then everything else can just kind of like do whatever it wants. So that's more. I'm trying to hone in my skills. So I'm gonna go and record this thing here.
Honestly, and yeah, I honestly have had enough of Jack. Thanks for having me, Hank.
Yeah, it worked for me. You gave me a lot of content. Not that really matters. I'm not concerned with the Christian nationalists because I'm a Christian globalist. I already know who has a better matchup between us, so I'm not. It's at least my concern. I'm worried about the gurus. The gurus are my concern.
Yeah, it's a fun time, Melanie. Blessings, man.
Have a good one.
Yeah, blessings, peace.
But yeah, see you guys later. I need to get back to Jack.
All right, homie. Yeah, blessings. Yeah, peace.
Yep.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Yeah.
Yep.
Excellent stream, by the way. Yeah, very entertaining. Yeah, blessings.
Thank you very much.
To do is to be with perfection. And when I say the world is perfect, the ego mind, it automatically comes to all the ways that I'm wrong, right? The world is clearly not perfect when there's man-made, right? Men and women have chosen to starve out children, moms and dads, right? Over in, yeah, we know the wars, we know the nonsense, Jack. We know why you do what you do, okay? So it's hard to accept that the world is perfect when all of that evil and just destruction is happening. But it is.
Yeah, so you just, Jack, this is what makes you very confusing. You're saying the world is perfect the way it is, but it needs to change so we have no wars. So it will be perfect then. So it's both perfect with wars and perfect without wars, and that's why I'm confused. Why does the world need to change if it's already perfect the way it is? So you're just contradicting the heck out of yourself. So this is going in the, I'm saving this one for sure. What's that playlist? Nope, that's the wrong playlist. Get out of that one. Yeah, that's going in the playlist. It's going in my description. And you'll confuse Donald Trump with this. How is the world perfect the way it is and not good enough at the same time? And this is what triggers me about you self-help gurus, you psychotherapists, you shrinks. That's what makes your religion confusing. Yeah, how can something be perfect the way it is and also not good enough? Well, I have a workaround. You can say it's perspective, but you're the one saying both that's perfect and not good enough. So, yeah, pick one. But they're mutually exclusive.
The order of nature that has grown us, right? However we came into being, we being the human species, however we came into being here on Earth, Mother Earth has sustained us perfectly. We're a perfect part. We've adapted, right? Through the shelter and the electricity and all these conveniences, we've adapted to where we are. But Mother Earth has always provided for us. It's like the thought I had earlier is like, an apple tree, the fruits of vegetation, right? A plant will produce its fruits. Well, Mother Earth is the plant that produces the plants and the animals. And so we're like the fruit of Mother Earth with the higher mind of consciousness than like the bears and the beasts and the animals. But if they look at us like I see us, the human species, paying for education and paying for war and paying for just sickness, man. disease and toxicity. If I was an animal looking at the human species, I'd be like, I can't wait until they are gone. I will be so glad when they have left this neighborhood, right? Because the animals and the insects and everything else, they're defenseless against mankind. Holy crap, we pave over everything, we build on top of everything, we dig everything out, and then we just got to find new places to put our...
All right, this is splitting. This is splitting. I mean, he could probably go outside and see some trees. Well, I actually do not know where he lives exactly, but unless you're deep in the city, actually, really depends what city you're. If you can go outside and see some trees, then we do not pave over everything. You're splitting. That's your psychological defense.
Our trash. We have the power to change society however we want. That's what I want to talk about. And holy cows, I just realized. I remember I had a guest in the back. Cage, if you're there, I wasn't leaving you there intentionally. I just wanted to get some of these thoughts out. So for those who are present and interested, you're welcome to click the link and join. The topic of disclosure, admissions, and confessions. Here, let me do this a little better. That really came from the conversations I had with Snafu yesterday. I'll drop the link. It's in the description. But the conversations we had together were more pointed at world events, some of the bigger things that are happening in the world, some of the movements and the wars, right? The devastation that's really going.
So this is what annoys me about Snafu Snaps. He's stuck in an Alex Jones grind fest about it's stuff all over the world's bad, when he needs to do a Lucis, think globally, act locally, and what he does locally is perpetuate all the chaos and nonsense. It's nonsense on top of nonsense. He fixed his health, fixed his camera, fixed his diet, and fix his mouth again. He needs to wash his freaking mouth out with soap. That's what he needs to prioritize if he wants to fix the world, because so many people don't like him. I'm getting so much HR reports because I'm his boss now. I took over his organization by force. So many HR reports on him, just not with the sexual assault. He needs to grow up. Yeah. I took over the Keystone Company by force. His mommy producers don't love him as much as they love me. But yeah, you can clean up your side of the world, your corner of the world, or we can't really take you seriously, because you want to mess around with the whole world before you can prove yourself in a contained environment, so we can know how good your handiwork is. And that's unacceptable to me personally. And I guess Jack and Snafu said, well, just get all my disagreement, just let them do what they want. And my answer is no.
Going on. So we discussed some of those things, and I am a man about ending secrets. There's other organizations working on specifically the disclosure project.
So he wants to end other people's secrets. How about start with the ones you control over first? You can end your secrets literally today. But no, I want point that Apple agency or that businessman. I want their secrets. It's not about ending secrets as a philosophical practice. It's about gaining leverage. You want someone else to end their secrets first, so you can use that as a weapon against them. And Jack Talcott has an intuitive sense about this, because he's keeping his own secrets. If he thought secrets were bad, he would just get rid of his own secrets. But he knows why people have secrets. He just doesn't care as long if it's not him or his confidants. He wants other people to end their secrets without thinking about the consequences that could happen to them. And he refuses even today to tell us how we get from A to B to C to the destination. And that's why he needs to study for this debate. because if I keep going, I'll just have clips of him destroying himself. I won't even have to say a word.
Trying to work through the legal systems to create this transparency of government that everyone claims to want, but there's people doing stuff that really aren't receiving the support I think they should. Here, and I'm not sure if this is or is not, so let me...
No, I want an opaque government. I want to be, just like I have an opaque computer, I want an opaque government, but I have predefined APIs that tells me how to interact with it. So I don't care if it's really transparent as long as if I don't really need to monkey around with the system. Because most of this stuff I don't understand. I don't want to put my hand in there. I'm okay with an opaque system till I really have a good reason to open up and see what's in there. But having everything transparent, well, that's confusing.
Just bear with me a moment. We'll go with this and welcome.
What's up?
All right, that is Landry.
Yeah, it's me.
Okay.
I wanted to blend in with the 33. Sorry, 333. I see it in everyone's PayPal.
People do the most random things. People are fascinating, dude.
Yeah, it's true. How did you get that PayPal number?
My PayPal number?
Doesn't it end with 333?
Oh yeah, it does.
I don't know if it's just like a thing that people used to do and then they all copied each other, but I thought it was funny.
Dude, I have no idea. At one time, I had the Live Without Fear PayPal or something. You know what? This electronic stuff, man. Yeah, I
beyond you.
Yes, I do my best, but I don't give it a lot of time or attention.
All right.
But I may have chosen it if my name wasn't there. Who knows? Because I did get into numbers and signs and stuff like that for a little while. And 333, I don't remember any of what I.
Yeah, I don't either. Maybe you and OTW did it at the same time. That's why you'll have the same number. Who knows? Well, I hope you're doing well. I did want to reach out privately, but my mistake for not catching you in time. How are you feeling? How are things?
Dude, I'm truly blessed.
That's good.
Truly blessed. And I do hope we talk again. I had some ideas for you.
Sure. Yeah, I need some ideas right now. I'm looking for something to sink my teeth into.
There's many options. I encourage you to play along with my idea. Let's find out. Well, I was thinking about this earlier. Just conceptually consider these ideas, right? The path for success. The path for success and for achievement. It's the same path as changing the world. Okay? Because for me, that would be my success, my achievement. But the principles of success and achievement are quite simple. So if you apply the principles of success and achievement towards changing the world can be quite simple. And the most simple way to create success and achievement is to align with other people who want the same thing as you. You don't have to like each other. You don't even have to respect each other. But if you can focus together and capture talents, bringing talents and efforts together, you can make anything happen. I mean, that's what corporations do. You do it by a paycheck. I'm trying to get people to see the value in really doing something incredible. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in some ways. I mean, we're all. Yeah, no, it does make sense. It does. Yes.
And admittedly, applying these ideas to specifics, I was considering. One of the things I did learn from Tony Robbins specifically, right? Successful people, they're not afraid to ask for help. They're not afraid to go to others and say, hey, I'm unable to accomplish this, but I know that you can. But successful people, they also don't go empty-handed. They know the value of exchange. So they go prepared to offer something and say, hey, in exchange for this, how about we do this? That's what mutual exchange and cooperation is all about. So using those ideas, I want to talk to Donald Trump and his ego. I want to help him realize the opportunities that the people around him may not have seen. What's his name? Hegseth, pretty fucking excited about the being the war secretary of war now. Based on the little bit I've heard of his reputation, that doesn't really make me proud as a man who served the active duty in the army, right? So I'd like to talk to Donald Trump and let him know that there's better ways for him to present himself. And I bet if he was willing to join my efforts, he probably knows we could recruit the best of the best out of him.
So here's what Jack does. He talks in circles and offers, world peace. But whenever he's pressed on how do we get from here to there, or just someone hits you with a technical question, he throws a fit because he has no idea how it works. He has no idea how it works. He just hopes God will just do it for him. And he has no reason to believe God would do it for him because he said in this very show that everything's perfect the way it is. So he just contradicts himself over and over. So I'm still going to try to figure out if we can come up with a model or we come up with an example that's coherent, so we can understand how we get from here to there, assuming we will at all.
America, the best of the best negotiators, and we could get all these state leaders to.
And one more thing, do we have alignment, or do we really have the same goal? That's what we need to hash out. That's why, for example, some of the panelists here, they ran to align with me and trying to figure out what the heck's going on with Jack and his thing. But we do have alignment. I facilitated their discussion because most of moderation's garbage around this sect, whatever it is. So I'll model good moderation, and both Mel and TML was happy with my moderation. So I modeled doing it correctly.
To a table and say, hey, it's time to change things. Here's the facts, and here's why we're going to do it. And initially, some of the wealthy people, the powerful people, the people who've had success, they may not really buy in on the idea, but you know what? This life we've got is kind of unfair. And once you accept that life can be unfair and sometimes you have to do things you don't really want to do, then there's no fucking problems.
Yes, but you're not accepting the fact that you need to defend your request to end privacy, or at least trying to ground your suggestions in something that's implementable and understandable. Because when I pressed you today, when you came on my show, you got irritated. I just didn't buy your argument. I just didn't buy it whole cloth, so I'm not open-minded. I'm not trying hard enough to understand you, and that's absurd. You need to put some effort on your part to make it make sense.
I want to help Donald Trump see that he's got the opportunity to end wars and save the lives of many, many people.
And I want to help you understand that you need to frame your pitch in a way that's understandable and acceptable to a broad audience if you want to make broad changes, which is why you need to prepare for this debate. You need to actually do preparation.
Do you want to join that?
Let me think on that.
Please do.
Oh yeah, thank you.
I appreciate that. Melanie, yes, I have. Here's what a lot of people aren't realizing. I had a conversation privately on a topic earlier about how there's a lot of confusion in today's time regarding the power of manifestation. Melanie, that's probably a good book for me to check out because the subconscious and the mind is my favorite topic, right? But this is true. You put yourself in that position that you are desiring as if it has already happened. And I have. I've spent time there and beyond that into the results of that success, right? So I've done that. But then I've also gone back to where I am.
So, and this is a really big problem I have with the self-help industry, the Psychology Academy. Manifestation hardly works. The efficacy of manifestation is garbage. But what usually works is you break your problem down in small pieces and address them one at a time. You just break in bite-sized chunks. Then you process them serially. Break the problem down and process them serially. And sometimes, if you understand the problem good enough, you can process it parallelly with some help of people or machines. But just believe you always solve the problem causes problems. And on top of the problems you already have. You're losing on your opportunity cost.
To see the path, okay? Because God is the giver of answers. And I go to God for the answers. Guide me, lead me, show me the way to achieve this that I want. Because prayer without faith, without action, right? It's pointless. To know your faith, you got to really be bold. And praise God. God's been allowing me to learn how to safely become much more bold with what I want.
So there's no characters in the back?
No, no.
It's fascinating.
Isn't it? Dude, I was noticing, I don't know if you noticed, but my subscriber count, it went, I don't remember where I was when you showed up. I think it was about 2.46. And then we went up to 4.7, and then I dropped back down to 4.5. And right now it's just at 60, I think.
What do you think that is?
I have no clue. I've lost 6 subscribers in the last 28 days, according to the data.
Yeah, man, it's the Wild West out here on the internet. That's for sure.
Well, this is what I mean, dude. You can't control the data. You can't control the results. All you can control is what you choose to do. And I am choosing, Landry. I'm breaking away from this panelverse nonsense. It's not healthy for me. It's been unproductive.
I agree. No, it's definitely not. It's not a. It is weird though. It is like a psychological phenomenon, how it works. You know, especially for someone like me who's not really used to it. But I mean, the thing is like, I mean, you can say, you know, that we're breaking away from the panelverse, but I mean, how exactly do we do that if we engage with the same people, even if it isn't, you know, in the same way?
I'm glad you asked that. We go elsewhere. And I went elsewhere yesterday. And this is in the link as well. Discovered through I've mentioned Wi-Fi Gospel, I think the last time I live streamed. And then I saw they were doing a debate discussion. Anyway, this is another channel I discovered, the Think Institute. And for those of you who are of or exploring the Christian faith, just the little bit I saw of this guy, I encourage you to check him out. See for yourself. His devotion and his compassion and his ability to communicate stood out to me. So personally, I intend to explore his work more. And that's partly how I get away from the craziness, is I start talking to people who actually give a shit about people.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. Yeah. So I don't know, man. I've felt as though my biggest mistake here has been just cutting people off because they take it personally and they try to seek out revenge. And it's like shocking to me that people behave like that. So, but I do think you're right. You know, and I've done it twice now, but like both times I've encountered issues as far as TOS goes. I had to pull it down. But it was good conversations, you know, with these people who aren't in the panelverse. There was a Bill Doval and another guy.
I saw one of them you did. I was disappointed to see it go because I paused in the middle of it, I think, and didn't get to catch the end.
Was it the one where he was talking about Epstein?
I didn't catch that part.
Okay, well, maybe it was a different guy then.
I think a Bill. That might.
Okay, yeah, that was him. Yeah. I mean, dude, you should have him on your show.
He seemed fascinating. I can't remember the specifics, but I remembered enjoying listening to him.
He just said some words. It was like once or twice. It's all good, but I mean, he's.
Yeah, I need a break. I may cut back today. I need a break from this. End stream.